Hello everybody, good afternoon and welcome to the United Stand. I'm Mark Goldbridge and this is your FA Cup final watch-along. It's the last watch-along of the season for Manchester United. I hope you're all very excited. We've got the team news there. I'm surprised. What is today going to hold though? It's an FA Cup final. It's Manchester United in that FA Cup final and we will probably find out straight after that final what is happening with our manager. I mean, I still think he's gone. I think United are just trying to play some sort of PR game to make it nice at the end. But come on, United, do this for Ten Hag, says Sean. Nana Charles, welcome to the Members Club. Well, look, I suppose the first thing I would say is, and you've got to be honest here, I mean, look, I don't want Ten Hag to go because I think changing the manager every couple of years is just a bad look. And I think we need to remove players first. But I've got to say, the team he's selected will lead to some people saying, well, look, what's going on at this football club? I mean, I hope Marcus Rashford can deliver, but what is he doing in that team? I mean, I've got to say, what has he done to deserve to start on the left wing for that team? You know, Garnacho's been fit all season. Yeah, he's been a bit tired recently, but Garnacho's delivered all season and has to go to the right wing to accommodate Sir Marcus Rashford again. So he better bloody deliver. Now, interestingly, he has done quite well in the Manchester derby in the past, and his pace can cause Kyle Walker problems. But I thought in the last game we saw Rashford, he didn't look anywhere near fit. So, I mean, look, Ahmad, you could talk about. I mean, Rasmus must be gutted. 2 goals in his last 2 games, and he doesn't start the FA Cup final. No Casemiro, who I don't think is even in the squad. I'm trying to find out if he's on the bench or not. But look, I don't like Scott McTominay. I don't like Scott McTominay either. We haven't got a left back. Martinez and Varane have hardly played all season. This is not the leaked team, Rudy, and I'm very, very glad that it's not the leaked team. However, the leaked team was, let me just get this right. Yeah, well, actually, it is the leaked team, bar one player. The leaked team was Bruno on the right, Garnacho on the left, and Rasmus down the middle, and Rashford on the bench. So there's, people are saying they've changed the league team. They haven't changed the league team. They've changed one player. Amrabat was rumoured to be starting yesterday lunchtime when I was speaking to you. I knew it was Martinez and Varane, but it was the leaked team had Rashford on the bench and Rasmus up front with Garnacho on the left and Bruno on the right. So there's been one change from that league team. So all these people saying our fake team was put out to play mind games with Man City. Well, it's one player. It's one player. Reports during the week, Casemiro didn't train, so shenanigans. And look, whatever the story is with Casemiro, he's not in the team. But does that not evidence, again, the massive problems that Ten Hag and United fans have had this season? We can never, ever get anywhere near our best 11 because somebody always surprises us with an injury. I mean, Anthony Martial was meant to be travelling, didn't travel. We had Maguire and Luke Shaw, who will be back for the Euros, but aren't back for this game. Will from the podcast says, good luck. We're going to need it. Welcome to Members Club, Devon. Give us your thoughts on the team, by the way. He's asking for the sack, in my opinion, says Dale. Well, mate, you don't know what pressure he's getting. I mean, look, I'm not saying for 1 minute that Ineos are telling him to pick the team, but what I do know is that they want a manager to get the best out of Marcus Rashford. So he's picked him in a final. You know, who knows what he's trying to do. Maybe Rashford not being picked for the Euros, he thinks maybe he can deliver. But my big concern is you know, he's had so many chances this season. He's like a cat. He's had more lives than a cat, and a cat gets 9 lives. So it's my wedding day today. Come on, Mark United, says Nick. I hope your wedding's not clashing with this, although maybe if you get married at 3:30, it might be over by then. You can just go and get pissed. Rashford should be nowhere near this team, but let's hope he finally delivers, says Mike. I still believe at some point Marcus Rashford delivers because statistically, at some point, he's got to have a good game. I mean, how many games has Rashford played this season? 40? 50? I don't know. How many good games has he had? 1? 2? I mean, the law of averages says at some point he's got to have a big game, so I sort of understand why Ten Hag is doing it. Look, I would have picked Rasmus. I would have picked Ahmad. I would have dropped McTominay, and I would have dropped Rashford. I would have gone Garnacho on the left. I would have gone Ahmad on the right, and I would have put Bruno in the midfield and Rasmus up front. So McTominay and Rashford shouldn't be starting for me, but these are 2 legacy players that seem to be there no matter what. And I'm sure the next manager, they'll still be there. It amazes me that as a football club, we keep changing the coaching, and there's always 2 or 3 players that survive every bloody manager. I mean, McTominay's been here since Mourinho. Rashford's been here since Van Gaal, and they're still here. So, look, I think what we're going to try and do statistically is just leave their centre-backs and have Bruno in the midfield and look at... We're going back to the Hollywood ball. Tom Brady FC. We're going to look for the Hail Mary over the top and Rashford's pace. That's what we're going to try and do. So, you know, it can work. It can work, but we've got to stay in the game. We have to stay in the game. We've got to play... I mean, look, Varane and Martinez are our best centre-back pairing, and Wan-Bissaka's a good defender. So Amrabat's got to have the game of his life. Kobe Mainoo's got to have the game of his life. Scott McTominay's just got to do something and not, you know, score, but also have a good game. Rashford, look, my big concern is there's 2 or 3 players in that team that haven't played well really this season, and they've got to turn up in an FA Cup final, and you're only as strong as your weakest link. Look, let's hope it can happen. We've got options on the bench. You've got the likes of Rasmus and Ahmad. I mean, in relation to the bench, let me just get that up for you. Man United's bench hasn't got Casemiro on it. We've got Lindelof, Mount, so 2 players back from injury. Højlund, Eriksen, Ahmad, Anthony, Evans and Camboire. It's probably the strongest bench we've had in quite a while, to be fair. So the Man City team, if you want to know it, Ortega's in goal, obviously. Walker, Vardiel, Stones and Aki. Then he's gone Kovacic, Silva, Rodri, De Bruyne, Haaland and Foden. And look, listen to this for a bench. Diaz, Grealish, Doku, Alvarez, Akanji, Nunez, Bob, Lewis and Carson. So, yeah, I mean, look, they are the favourites. I find myself, I don't know about you, I found myself just barely talking about Manchester City this last 48 hours. It's become the Ten Hag final. I think the FA Cup would be amazing to win, but and should be the focal point. But I think a lot of us are also thinking, what's the interview that Ten Hag gives after the game? I was told on Thursday night that the interview that Ten Hag gives after the game will just basically spill the beans. So that's to come as well. Rashford starting is a reason Ten Hag is getting sacked. Sick of this team, sick of the players. It's disgusting, says Stuart. But it depends which way you read that, Stuart. I mean, do you think Ten Hag wants to pick Rashford? Or do you think there is a pressure from within the club to pick Rashford? People don't want to acknowledge that, by the way, but that has gone on at United. It went on with Mourinho. Mourinho was pressured to not sell certain players. You know, Rashford's our future. Whether people like that or not, I always say this, Rashford is our future. And the next manager, one of his... You know, when Ten Hag got the job, Rashford had a bad season. And part of Ten Hag's job was to get the best out of Rashford. That was part of the interview. The next manager, part of their job will be to get the best out of Rashford. I don't know why. I don't know why they're obsessed with getting the best out of Rashford, but that will be the next manager's job as well. It's certainly been this manager's. You look at his performances this season, probably should have been dropped and left out, but always back in the team at the expense of people that probably deserve it. So we are very focused in getting the best out of Marcus Rashford. We can't sell him because we've spent stupid money on his wages. So the legacy of Ten Hag will be probably picked Rashford too much. The legacy of the next manager will be, or the challenge of the next manager will be to get the best out of Rashford again. And this cycle will continue. If Ten Hag is sacked, sorry, Fabrizio said that United want to keep Ten Hag as exposed. I've not heard that at all, so I will take that as fake news. Come on, United, we're winning on penalties, says Flash Talks. Garnacho will score today. Let's go, says Gandil. Remember, Garnacho played very well in the FA Cup final last year. Stuart Walker said that already. If Erik Ten Hag is sacked, says Akshay, I would want him to succeed wherever he's going. It's going to be a slap to all of those who said he's a bad manager and want him out of United. Love you, Mr. Goldbridge, all the way from Adelaide, South Australia. Love from Jamie, Anya and Nathan. Thank you very much. Hope you're doing very well. Jack Glancy's got a super chat. He says, WWE commentator took a jab at Ten Hag yesterday on live TV. Is that his next job then? Will we see Ten Hag in the Royal Rumble against Randy Orton? The one and only relevant question about this match is how many are United going to concede, says Musk. Look, the big concern I have is that Manchester City are a fantastic side, and we know that. Their mentality is absolutely elite. Their manager and coaching is elite, and they're an established, winning, relentless team. This reminds me of the Sir Alex team that has been playing together for 3 or 4 years. It's a well-oiled machine, pardon the pun, and they will give everything. My big concern today is not really who he's picked, if I'm being honest. It doesn't matter who the 11 players are if they don't put any effort in. I saw Rashford last year not put any effort in. You know, remember that one where there's a 50-50, doesn't even jump for it. So, and I'm not picking on Rashford there. What I'm saying is that every single player, we're only as strong as our weakest link. And who knows what untold damage psychologically yesterday did to this team. Like, there'll be... I mean, look, if we're being honest, some of these players might actually put an effort in because they know that Ten Hag's getting the sack. I mean, are we not already in that bounce period where they know he's going, so they'll start trying again? I mean, look, maybe that will happen. Maybe some of them, you know, will be in a different headspace. I don't know. I think if Man United played to their best of ability, they could still lose this game. But I am a little bit worried about how it's going to pan out in relation to the mentality of the team. I have an idea what he wants. He's going to let Rashford and Garnacho cut inside and use Bruno to play them in, says Bov. And that's an effing disgrace that Rashford walks back into the team, says Noah. He needs to be sold. Won't be, but needs to be. Attitude is atrocious and toxic. Rashford out, says Noah. Erik Ten Hag has gone with the style the last few games, which I can handle. Rasmus not starting. Rashford and McTominay I just don't understand, says Sticks. Ad says, do you have any idea why Rasmus is not playing? Why do you think Ten Hag keep on United putting McTominay instead of Rasmus? Also love your content, says Adriho. All I will say is that Man United will never win at anything significant with Scott McTominay in the starting lineup. I don't really understand it. I thought he played crap last week against Brighton. But genuinely, I think he's tall. I said this to somebody last night. They were asking me about McTominay and they said, do you think he'll start tomorrow? I said, I know he's starting tomorrow. And they were like, I can't believe it. Why? And I said, because he's tall. He gets picked in a lot of games because he's tall. And, you know, you look at that team, Amrabat's not tall, Mainoo's not tall, Bruno's not tall, Rashford's not very good in the air, Garnacho's not very good in the air. McTominay gets picked because he's tall. And tactically, I sort of understand it. I can see City winning comfortably unless we change the team at half-time. Thank you, Mark and Co. The season would be unbearable if it wasn't for the United stand. Thanks, Chris. We are not playing our top scorer. It's unbelievable, says Kyle. Hi, Mark. I trust in Ten Hag and I'll support the team he puts out. He obviously knows what he's doing. Hope we win, says Lee Cape Town. Fellaini is the new manager. Much better haircut, says Ricky Kiley. Looks like a man with his hands tied, says John. That's what I think. I just think he's... that's not even the team that he was going to pick. So I don't know what's going on. Let's do this, but I'm disappointed about our manager. They ruined all the glory of this club. I can't believe I'm not that excited about the game, says Michelle. Devon, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much for that. Thanks for joining the Members Club and supporting the channel. McTominay's bigger than 6 foot, Dylan. Definitely bigger than that. I'm getting all... I will be interacting with you as much as I can, but... yeah. I'm getting a few messages coming through. Right, okay. Rasmus only ever gets passes from Ericsson, says Niz. Isn't Hoyland tall, says Connor. Yep, they're just showing some footage. Oh, okay, don't care about that. Hamish says McTominay is the only one close to Haaland's height. Well, the difference is Manchester City are very tall. You've got Erling Haaland... You've got Rodri, and then you've got Vardiel, and you've got their 2 centre-backs. So they've got 5 players that are good in the air. We've probably... I mean, Martinez isn't tall either, is he? So I think Scott McTominay does get picked because he's tall. I'm not being... I'm I'm not being negative. I'm trying to explain to you the positive, because he certainly doesn't get picked for his passing ability and his tackling. So I think he gets picked because he's physically a match to what's happening. Somebody says they've tagged me in what Fabrizio said. Well, I've been on his Twitter numerous times today, and I've seen nothing about Erik ten Hag staying. So yeah, he's not tweeted in ages. In fact, he's been talking about Vincent Kompany. So I don't know. Yeah, look, there was a leaked team out yesterday lunchtime. Big shout out to United Menace, who got it absolutely spot on. But one player changed. Rashford came in and Rasmus went out. So I don't know why that has happened. I feel bad for Rasmus, of course, but I also feel bad for Ahmad as well. You don't always get what you deserve in life. And as a young player that is starting out in the game, one of the best lessons you can have in life is to realise that life's not fair, and therefore, it is what it is. Sorry, we've just got a problem with the live score. Joel Glazer and Abraham Glazer are at Wembley today with Sir Jim Radcliffe. Fuck off. Sorry. I'm in that mood today where I will just react with what I actually think. I ain't happy with Ineos. I ain't happy with the Glazers. I never have been. So those three sat together today, ready to sack our manager, ain't gonna wash with me. My opinion, and may not be true, I reckon Rashford is the reason Ten Hag is... sorry, I will read that in a minute. I don't know why this is just... Sorry. I'm trying to just stay cool here. But let me just sort this out. The Glazer thing has got me rattled. Yeah, the Glazers have got me a little bit rattled there. Fuck off. Yeah. I'm disgusted. I am disgusted at this moment in time. Of course, they can win it back, but I am disgusted with Ineos, and I'm disgusted with the ownership of this football club. They've embarrassed us the last 24 hours with their inability to understand what they've actually bought into. Like, they've been here for 3 months and they can't get a hold on leaks massively before our biggest game in years. I'm not happy with them. I'm not going to change that. Badman says he's obsessed with McShit. Both need to go. Van Gaal. No, Mourinho was obsessed with McTominay. Ollie was obsessed with McTominay. Rangnick was obsessed with McTominay. And Ten Hag is obsessed with McTominay. Something goes on. And I'm saying that in a positive way. He does something that a lot of managers like. And I think it's because he's tall. I really do. My opinion, and may not be true, I reckon Rashford is the reason Ten Hag is being sacked. He pulls the strings for some reason, says Daniel. Marcus Rashford's very powerful at Manchester United. I can vouch for that. If I speak, and I may well speak, yeah, we've had first-hand experience on more than 4 occasions of the power of Marcus Rashford at Manchester United and how he can make certain things happen. Which, I've always liked Rashford. I hope he scores a hat-trick today, but no player at a club like Liverpool, Manchester United, Arsenal should be dictating what happens within a football club. Thanks for another good season of content. Can't wait for Euros coverage. Keep it up, mate, says Jay. And it's not as sinister as you think in relation to that statement, but when Mourinho was here, there was 4 or 5 players more powerful than Mourinho. And Marcus Rashford wasn't one of them because he was only young. So this is learnt behaviour. Like, this has been going on at United since Mourinho's days, where players were allowed to go behind the manager's back, welcomed into the boardroom by probably Woodward, who I don't know, and allowed to stab the manager in the back. And it's a legacy thing that still goes on today. Asking Erik Ten Hag stupid question before the game was so disrespectful. Also, Shearer, Pratt of the stay in the studio. What's he said, Mr. Cheat? Well, have you heard what Chris Sutton said? If Man United beat Man City, it'll be the biggest FA Cup final shock ever. Turd Pratt. I mean, what about Wigan 10 years ago when they beat Man City? What about Wimbledon in 88 when they beat Liverpool? It's a fucking Manchester derby, you total twat. I mean, it will be a shock if we win, but it won't be the biggest shock in FA Cup final history, you Pratt. There's Wimbledon and Wigan. And we don't begin with a W. Unbelievable. The very last time we watched Martinez and Varane back to Magaluf next season, says Loz. And who do we see for the last time in red today, says Omka. Well, Varane. You know what? I think Bruno. I've got a bad fit. Everything I don't want to happen is happening at the moment. I've got a bad feeling about the future of some of our young players. I've got a bad feeling, obviously, well, I don't have a bad feeling about Ten Hag. I think we know what's happening there. I've got a bad feeling about Bruno Fernandes as well. So, yeah. Bumped into Scott's dad in Booths in Lancaster, where he's from. He said he's off to Everton in the summer. Heard it here first, is LJ. I doubt it. I don't think they can afford him. He'd do very well at Everton. You know, he would do very well at Everton. This reminds me of Sir Alex Ferguson versus Arsenal with several defenders on the pitch. I feel Sir Alex Ferguson was managing in 2024. This is the tactical scheme he would do, says Park Steen. I don't know whether you listen to the podcast, actually. This might resonate with some older fans. Last year, I think we had a better team out against Man City and I was more confident. This year reminds me of, do you remember 2009 when we played in the Champions League final against Barcelona in Rome? And we had Cristiano, and I was really confident, and we lost 2-0. They were better than us. And then 2 years later, we played in the Champions League final again against Barcelona. We had no Ronaldo, and it was at Wembley, and they were just too good. This reminds me of that. I think last year we had a better chance of winning than this year, and we still lost. I think this is a very, very... Look, forget whether Ten Hag's getting sacked. Forget whether he's picked players that you don't agree with. They are way better than us. Like, they are, you know, all the external noise is disappointing. The leaks and the, boardroom battles and all that lot. But when it comes down to it, they're better than us. And it's going to be very, very hard. You can see what Ten Hag is trying to do with the team. Hopefully he's still around despite the recent news, says Joshua. Mikhail says, if Ten Hag said Ineos backed him, could that be the City leaked Ten Hag sacked? Salty for Barada and just want to go make the atmosphere more toxic. Southgate drops Rashford. Why not Ten Hag, says Sanil. Where's the sense in sacking Ten Hag? What a bad decision. Watching United seems to just get harder and harder, says Stuart. Can you speak on Xavi? Should he go to Chelsea, says... well, I think if Chelsea get Xavi and we end up with McKenna, Chelsea end up in a better position. I don't know why Chelsea are going for McKenna. This game has been sabotaged by the leaks in the last few days and the media circus that surrounds this club. This team will give up with a whimper again like last year, says Slippy. McTominay's the only one close to Haaland's height, says Hamish. Thank you very much. As I said before, though, Rashford against Kyle Walker tends to be a good game. What we have to keep an eye on is VAR. I don't want to say this, but Michael Oliver is on VAR, and that could be a problem for us today. I don't want it to be, but I don't know why the FA have done it, but just be aware, I will absolutely lose my shit if we see interference from VAR that's dodgy for Man City. So just be wary of that. Let's have a look. Man Utd to score the winner today, says MD. Edward says, I've done that one. Oh, no, I haven't. Treatment of the way the fans have carried on has been poor over Ten Hag. The man ended our trophy drought. Show him the respect he does, says Sean. You know what I find interesting is last night, I know it's a Friday night and a few people might have had a drink, but looking at some of our fans last night, I just don't know how they could even be wanting the team to win today. Like they were celebrating. Some people were absolutely horrible. I mean, it worries me about the future of the fan base because if you won, you've got Ten Hag out. That's absolutely fine. You win, you lose. I can deal with Ten Hag getting sacked. Don't want it, but I'm not going to go and cry. I didn't cry when Ineos got it over Qatar. You just get on with it. Life's challenging, but some of it was just almost it was vindictive, and it was what's the word? It was vindictive, and it was very almost like they were celebrating being right personally rather than what's better for the team. Man Utd to score the winner today, says MD. He's picked the based on how Spurs set up had joy, says Robert McCormack. Look, Robert, I don't want to. I'm quite modest, but you know, I know what's happening with Ten Hag because I got told on Thursday night, and I told you, and I also said in the preview that Rashford would start, and I got a lot of shit. Now, it wasn't the team I got told yesterday. He's obviously changed one player, or it was a smokescreen for one player. But I said in the preview on Thursday that he would pick Rashford today. And that's because I've been told it from Rashford's camp. I'm joking. I'm bloody joking. You know, I can play those games. But to be fair, we do find, if you look across the season in recent weeks, we have known when Rashford's starting and when he's not. But, you know, but look, I didn't know he was starting, but I predicted he would start in the preview because one thing that Man City do struggle with is pace down the Kyle Walker side, which is a bit of a contradiction because Kyle Walker's super fast, but his positional sense is shit. Anthony Gordon, remember that game where he just made him look stupid? So you can get joy down the right-hand side of Manchester City with pure pace. And it's basic, but you're not going to go and express yourself against Man City, I don't think. So I think having that out ball of pure pace in behind Man City was a temptation that I can understand why Ten Hag has done it. I think back to when pace used to be really overpowered on FIFA. And I would always put a quick player on the left wing because that angled ball in behind the right back to sprint onto can be quite important. So, look, I don't have a massive problem with it, really. It's a risk, though, because if it goes wrong, when was the last time Rashford had a good game? But look, at some point he will. Muggy, thank you very much. And remember, he scored an absolute banger a few weeks ago at the Etihad. Enjoy the game, Mark. Fingers crossed we do it. Any word on another live show in Dublin? Love the last one. We're trying to get one there for Christmas, Luna. Yeah, we're trying to get one there for Christmas. McKenna isn't British. Love the pod. I thought he was Northern Irish, which, yeah, is... last time I checked. What's your score prediction, Mark? I think I've gone 2-0 to Manchester United. Corrie's Ken Barlow to sing I'm Horny at half-time, says GP. I'd pay for that. Check Rashford's contract. Something is fishy, says A. You know what? I'm going to write this down. It's something that... It's like the best kept secret in the world. You know, like who shot JFK? Like, in reality, we know it exists. But getting somebody to admit it is really, really difficult. Now, I've spoken to ex-players who've told me they existed 10, 5, 15, 20 years ago. And when you play Football Manager, they're there. Like, when you try and sign a player, you will start 50% of games. You're a first-team player, right? But nobody will admit it with a current player. It's almost like it doesn't happen. Now, when Cristiano Ronaldo was at Manchester United, there was a story that broke a few weeks ago in Holland that Ronaldo basically could say to Rangnick when he wasn't playing. I don't know whether it's true. It was just an article I read. But it's massively naive to think that players don't have stuff in their contract about game time, etc. Look, I don't know. The honest thing is I can't answer on that. To me, it seems absolutely ludicrous that a player would have to start a certain percentage of games. But I don't know how Man United do their contracts. I know a couple of United players from years past and how they did them, but I don't know. The situation around Ten Hag on the lead up to this game is disgusting, says Goldio. Also, ITV busy sucking off Pep. Pundits creaming themselves, says Goldio. Mainstream, mate. Imagine winning today. What you need to remember about the mainstream is they pay a lot of money for TV rights. And whether that's Premier League, FA Cup or not, people need to wait. You need to listen to Goldbridge Saves Football, the podcast, because we talk about this stuff all the time. So the mainstream are never going to be your voice. They're never going to be honest, because the mainstream are fighting with each other. BBC, ITV, TNT, Sky. They're fighting with each other for TV rights. When you get those TV rights, you spend a hell of a lot of money on them. So if you had TV rights for the FA Cup final or the Premier League, would you then sit there and say, Man City have made a mockery of this tournament, haven't they, with the, all the accusations? You can't do it because you are damaging what you've paid for. So it doesn't even bother me anymore, because people expect Gary Lineker, Gary Neville, etc. to sit there and slag off Man City, talk about the charges, but they'll never do it because they're employed by corporations that have spent so much money on something for so long. They can't devalue the Premier League or the FA Cup, because then they devalue their audience, their sponsors, etc. So it's all a gravy train. Imagine winning 3-0 today and these Pratt sack Ten Hag, says Ron. I mean, look, I want to win, and I want to win because I want to win. That goes without saying. But imagine if we did win and then they sack him as they're expected to do it. It would be crazy. Right, I'm going to have to manually just sort something out here. What's your prediction today, Mark, says Jake? Well, thanks for all the super chats that are coming in. You're absolutely legends. Please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. We have got an absolutely massive summer for you, and it's already started. I mean, yesterday we did a video on Ten Hag. It's had nearly 500,000 views. So, it's going to get busy with signings and transfers and manager talk, etc. So make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, get involved with the United Stand. I think we will be live again tonight at some point talking about Ten Hag being sacked. I think that's absolutely inevitable. We've got the fan forum after this as well. Southgate at Wembley doesn't surprise me at all. I would expect him to be there. And sorry, I'm just trying to get that there. Great. Ten Hag in the tunnel. Corey's Ken Barlow, done that one as well. Thanks for gifting a membership, Colin. What's your prediction? Done that. Finished Casemiro and relegated Evans. What manager is doing well with that? Honestly think we could be the next Leeds, a big club in the Championship, says Stefanio. FA Cup final at 3 o'clock. Reminders, great. I think I'm all right. Imagine if I didn't realise that. Shit! I meant to be live. Everyone behind the lads, let's get it done, says Joe. And Bruno, Martinez and Garnacho will be gone within 12 months. Thanks to our club management. Sancho will come back and we will be mid-table for years, says Gummy. Oh, I mean, imagine next season, Sebastian, if you've got a new manager, Rashford's still here, Sancho's here, McTominay's still here, Maguire's still here. I mean, it'd be back to the days of Ollie, wouldn't it? Wan-Bissaka's days as well. Fuster Cluck, watching from Korea, let's win this. Thank you very much. I was feeling quietly confident when I woke up this morning. After seeing the team sheet, I'm not so sure, says Matthew. The big factor from last season and this season will be Anana, similar back four, says Arjun. Well, remember last season we conceded in the first, minute? I mean, I will not be saying that. I will not be mocking anything today. All scouts reported to Ferguson on the football board. Our top global scouts quit when he would not listen. All managers have said football boards don't trust them about players. They want control, says G. Hi Mark, can you call Ruben a shark, says Marconi. Thank you very much for that. Someone's about to sing. Well done. Yeah, we're about 9 minutes away from the start of this game, so all ready to go. We have got problems with the stats provider, which is absolutely fantastic on a cup final, which is why there's fuck all there, which is great, which means I'm going to have to manually do the time, which is brilliant, but, we'll find our way through it. Always seems to be the biggest game of the season where we get shit on from a great height by people we pay very good money for to provide us with stats. Thank you very much for fucking it up. Right, let's have a look if I've got this here. It's like the old days. We should have player ratings today, which is I suppose one thing. Right, this needs to drop down here. Oh, I don't even know where that is anymore. Where is that? 19, 22. All right, okay. That's fine. So if I change that and that, you're living it live. We're living the vida loca. Living the vida loca. Hey, that'll do, won't it? Not really. That'll do. I'd like it a bit bigger. That's what she said. Oh God, I don't like doing this. Bigger. There we go. Shut up! I'm doing it live. That's not as big as that one, is it? Needs a bit of Viagra. That looks pretty much spot on. OCD people are going to get annoyed, but I think that's pretty good. I think it's slightly off, but fuck it. What's the singing malarkey about? Get on the W the game, says Goldio. I don't know. Absolutely disgusted that the leak happened. However, today, let's put aside, let's beat City, says Z3. Past the 5-year membership milestone, says Fearless Offend. Thanks, mate. Absolute legend. Let's celebrate with smashing the noisy neighbours. Come on, United, says Fearless. Go City, says Ashen. And Glazers are nice people, says Sir Jim. Exactly. He'll be sat with them now. I mean, look, you've been mugged off, you know. As a Man United fan who has not liked the Glazers for years, and most of us haven't, he sits with them telling them how great they are. I mean, you can be pro-Ineos, and I certainly want them to do well. But it doesn't sit good with me how we're meant to just sit there and go, oh, it's fine to Jim, sit with those absolute snakes. The reason the stadium's been fucked up is because of them. Is it true that after this game, Ten Hag gets sacked, Jake? Yep, that's the story. All Scout, yeah, I've done that one as well. Glazers have played a masterstroke. Absolutely have. No doubts about that at all. Players are heading out, though. Let's get ready to rumble. Watchers, wreck the mic. Psych. Have we got anything late before the game? Let me just see if I've got any quotes for you. Apparently Casemiro is not injured. He's just been completely dropped. Are we winning this? I don't know. I'm trying to get you some quotes here from Ten Hag. Apparently he's not injured, Casemiro. So it's another player just... Maybe he's been dropped and refused to play. I mean, I think there's no doubt in his ability. That's from Roy Keane, not interested in that. Asked about this being his last game, Ten Hag says, I don't talk about my future. It's not about me. It's about the team and winning the cup. And Erik Ten Hag asked about Casemiro, said, Casemiro is not 100%, and in that space around Phil Foden, we need a strong defence. We have to be on the front foot and be aggressive, says Erik Ten Hag, and we want to win. The mood is very good. Well, normally, Casemiro not being in the squad at all would be massive news. But I think today... It's very much a case of just add the turd on top of the turd. It's one of those, isn't it? Do the Go City joke, says Alan. I don't know what the joke is. Chair and light is shivering for what's coming, says Dewey. Despite the season, I'm still excited for this, says United fans want to rebuild every 2 years. Ten Hag in, says Shamzo. Mark, I think that picking Rashford is good because he has a point to prove. I hope so, weekend getaway. Ineos is expecting Man United to lose, so sacking Ten Hag would be accepted by everybody when everybody's still angry after the match, says Tib. I have a funny feeling Rashford is going to get beast mode today. Good, Red Smurf, I hope so. And Mark, do you think that the football board just wants a manager that has no say at all? 100%. 100% G. I've spoke about this before. Manchester United and Chelsea want coaches who have no say at all. They want coaches who are good little boys who have little strings on them and do as they're told. That's the way we're heading. Management by committee. Whether you agree with that or not, that is the way that we're heading. Someone's about to sing again, so we're definitely not going to kick off at 3 o'clock here, but that's good. We're ready on the red. Excited. I'm more excited when I think it's a 50-50 game. This is not a 50-50 game. This is a game where I feel that we've got... look, we've got a hard game on our hands. There ain't no doubt about it. It's going to be a match where we're the underdogs. And I think we've got to approach it in a way where we are... Look, I said it in the preview. We've got to take it 10 minutes by 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes, we've got to still be in the game. If I was Ten Hag, that's how I would approach it. If I was an experienced player like Varane, that's how I would approach it. I think you've got to look at it and just go, you know what? Let's just be in the game. Stay in the game. Because the minute it becomes 3-4-0, you're out of the game, aren't you? So let's approach it in the way that we are competitive, we are focused, and... you know, we get a result, because we can do it. I think we've played reasonably well in both Manchester derbies, and that Manchester derby element to it could be quite important at the end of the day. Why are United wearing camouflage, says Chris, and it's a tactic. And Og says, for a while, Rashford is our X factor in big games. Ikmal says, NSYNC or Backstreet Boys? Definitely Backstreet Boys. If the game is played 10 times, we win twice. Just need to find margins to go our way, and we can win this, as Rory. Look, if you think about the game at Old Trafford, Michael Oliver on VAR gave a penalty that Ten Hag... You know, I was listening to Ten Hag, and I thought, bloody hell, does he watch the United stand? He used the word crap. He said, we've been crap this season. Why does a Dutch person know the word crap? Who says crap the most? The United stand community. Crap and prat, we use... loads, and it's not even that popular a word in the UK vocabulary. Prat and crap are not popular words. He used the words crap in his interview, and he also spoke about Luke Shaw will never be able to play 60 games, which is what we've spoken about. And then thirdly, he said in one of the Manchester derby games, a penalty was given that you never get seen given again. And we've said that as well. So he's right. He's absolutely correct. Sir Jim's there in front of Sir Alex and Brailsford. I nearly booed. I won't boo yet. But, yeah, look, what I'm trying to say is in the Manchester derbies, both games were really close. And that penalty changed the game at Old Trafford. And at the Etihad, we went with a pretty shit team, didn't we? So we're slightly stronger. Let's hope mentally we are as well. McTominay in camo looks like me, GI slow, says Steve. Let's go United. I don't care how crap this season has been. It's an FA Cup final, says Red Smurf. I hope you're doing well, pal. If playing against the Sun again, we'll suffer, says Alif. Bruno gives Rashford a cuddle. Look, I want to see some effort from Rashford today. You know, I want to see some sprinting and, you know, leadership. He's meant to be a senior player. He's the best paid player. I wonder if we've now seen Casemiro in a United shirt for the last time. Well, has to be, Carl. Has to be. Ald says something about Inter. Lovely stuff. Great stuff. Manager is Andy Madley. Sorry, referee is Andy Madley. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We're ready to go here. And hopefully it's going to be a cracker. We're only 200 subscribers away from 871,000. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Get involved with the United Stand. It's going to be a big summer. We're probably going to be replacing our manager, selling players, buying players. We've got a match reaction. We've got fan forum. And after the game, I think Ten Hag's going to announce his departure as well. So let's get ready for that. His last game in charge, apparently. And I think it will be. Can the players deliver something personally that they've not delivered all season? Let's see. We're up and running. There we go. Haaland wins a header. Remember, they scored in the first 40 seconds last time. Ball over the top. Rashford's going to get there against Kyle Walker, but Kyle Walker is quick enough to get back on him. It's a shame. Rashford was ahead of him there. Kyle Walker's quicker. Can see Rashford bagging a hat-trick, says Stuart. I'll have what you're drinking, Stuart. I'll love that. Love that. He could rip his shirt off with player power written on it. Ten Hag in. Man City on the break here. Vardial. And Haaland looking for a soft penalty. He's never going to get that. Although Michael Oliver is on VAR. Look at these twats. Look at them. Look at them. All around the referee again. Here we go. This is not a penalty, by the way. That is not a penalty. Never a penalty in a million years. They swarmed. They're disgusting. They disgust me. It's Pep who does that, though. It's got nothing to do with charges. They disgust me the way they do that. Run around the referee. Kovacic is not the captain of Manchester City, and he's there putting his hand on the referee in his face. Why do they never book him? That's never a penalty, by the way. Never a penalty in a million years. He's never winning the header. It's a bit of an arm in the back, shoulder barge, whatever you want to call it. Never a penalty. Come on, United. How are you and Mr. Goldbridge? And let's also beat these cheats, says Man United fan for life. 115. Hate them. They always complain so much. Gonna miss Ten Hag, says Tyler. Thank you very much. Oh, they never get a yellow card for it, Ryan. It's constant all the time. I need to switch on here. Well, Michael Oliver not giving a penalty there is the big shock for me. City just knocking it ball around. Kang says your typing annoys me. Mate, just leave. You annoy me. Hi, Mark. I never wanted Ineos. They've kept the Glazers here. They clearly have no idea how to run a football club. They've started badly. Get out, says Daniel. Come on, United. Thank you very much from that. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. Yeah, Man City just knocking the ball about here. Man United playing deep. That's fine. As I said, you just got to get through the game in segments, really. Casemiro's not even on the bench, no. So we won't be seeing him coming on. Max says, we're lucky that Amrabat's starting. At least he's mobile. Well, that's something that we can't, obviously... Look, I don't think he played particularly well against Brentford. When Delo argued he got a red, says Orley. Michael Oliver is VAR and he's a Newcastle supporter, says Azim. Why does McTominay jog around like he needs a hip replacement or crapped himself, says Jordan. Well, here's Kyle Walker pushing on. United can't get the ball at the moment. Man City just knocking it around. Glory, glory, Man United, says the Khalifa Show. 5 minutes gone. Well, it's 0-0 after 5 minutes. Let's take the positives. Andy Madley's the referee today, Amar. He's too slow, McTominay. He's like it's them little bunny hops Just run. Just fucking run. Just turn and run. Stop doing the little bunny hop before you do everything. Well done, Delo. Well done, Mainu. Lovely ball. Now, you got a bit of time, McTominay. Give a pass. Oh, for fucking hell's sake, mate. You've got so much time. What a shit pass that is. Fucking hell. Mainu's finding a pass under pressure. Extreme pressure. McTominay with time lays it off to a fucking Man City player. Switch the fuck on. Amrabat did well. Is it confirmed about Ten Hag leaving? Harry, we're watching a game at the moment. I don't really want to talk about Look, Ten Hag's 99% probably getting the sack from what we've been told. Are you having a beer today, Mark? Says Leroy. I had a bit too many beers last night. I went to watch Michael McIntyre. Is this the leaked lineup you had yesterday? Says Thomas. Yes, apart from Bruno is meant to be on the right, Rasmus up front, and Garnacho on the left. So one change from the leaked team that came out yesterday lunchtime. You could look, where could that team have come from yesterday? Any player that's been dropped, any player that's not starting. Any employee that knew it. I mean, yeah, take your guess. I had no Casemiro yesterday, Paul. No. The team I had yesterday was the same back four, the same midfield three. Bruno on the right, Rasmus up front, and Garnacho on the left. So Ahmad was never starting. Casemiro was never starting. Can you call Madaf a prat? Says Marion. Thanks, mate. So we're about 8 minutes in here. Man City have certainly started off the better side, but chances-wise, nothing, not really a sniff from either team. That cross came into the box where Haaland and Man City were moaning about a penalty, but it really wasn't. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, that Varane and Martinez's record against Haaland is pretty good. Nice ball to Garnacho. Bit of space. Gets the shot off. Good shot straight at the keeper. That's good. That's good. Get a shot. Bit of a sighter. What do you think about Rasmus going to Liverpool, says Higgs? Well, he won't. Next season, could you have a match clock for sinking? I don't want to call you a prat, but you see where my finger is. It's pretty much been there for about 4 years. Not my finger, the match clock. Cracking game so far, Mark, says Andy Bell. I think he's taking a piss. Can you dab, says Sad. No. Someone said, can we do a poll? Nice ball in behind here for Foden. Cross is good. Martinez is going to win it, though. Gets it away. I'm just going to start a poll here. Oh, no. Man City have still got it. Bernardo Silva does well. Gets a shot into the cross into the back post. Side netting. I think it might have gone out anyway. Right, I've got a bit of a poll that a lot of people have been asking for. Ten Hag in, Ten Hag out. I don't think your poll's going to make any difference because Ineos are... as somebody said on Twitter yesterday, Ineos are going to be the first owners of Manchester United to sack a manager where the majority want him to stay. Can you please say hi, Kian is a prat, and away the lads, says Higgs. Thank you very much for your super chat. Yeah, I've got confidence in this back two of Varane and Martinez. They play well together. The thing is, how long can they last? I don't think Varane and Martinez can play 90 minutes. Side says, can you do a flat backflip? I'll tell you what I can do. I can block you if you keep asking stupid questions. Bit of a stretch, yes. There's a weird mood to this game, isn't there? You know, it's all the other stuff. Right, Rashford, sprint. Come on. Sprint back. Kyle Walker's your man. Come on. Come on. Well done, Amrabat, because that pass again wasn't good enough. A couple of players just not taking any care with their passes at the moment. Can you call my dad Neil a prat, says Zord. Neil, you're a prat, apparently. Come on. Well done, Mainu. But he's under a lot of pressure there. Tracy, thanks for your super chat. Mark, the insanity about sacking Ten Hag is there's literally no successful manager available other than Tuchel, says Diego. Well, I'd rather have Poch. I don't want any of these managers, by the way. I'd rather have Poch than McKenna, and I'd rather have McKenna than Tuchel. So I don't really want any of them, if I'm being honest. Rasmus is on the bench, Moses. Rashford looks like a tourist in London, says Slog. LM, thank you very much. Will be an absolute joke if we sack Ten Hag, says LM. Well, here's Kovacic. You've got to stick with these runners. De Bruyne, so much quality in this Man City side. Cross comes in, good play by Varane and cleared away by Martinez, who already, Varane and Martinez look, oh, Rashford, fucking hell, mate. You've got to contest these 50-50s. Why has Garnacho lost his place on the left wing, says Orly. Why do you think? Erik Ten Hag in, half the squad out, Ineos out, Glazers out, says Fuge. $500 if you shave your head if we win, says G. Yeah, I won't be doing that. James says I've got an agenda on Rashford. No, I thought YouTube people thought I liked Rashford and Twitter people think I don't like Rashford. You're on the wrong platform, mate. Rory says the camera's too close and it's making him uncomfortable. It's Varane's last match today, says Andy. It is. Look, I said this in the preview. 15 minutes in. And we are level, you know, we're still level. So it's not wave after wave of Man City attack. We haven't gifted them an early goal. Terrible kick out by Onana, but we get a throw in from it. Mark, I remember you saying United's ownership listens to the fans when under pressure, which is why I got Ten Hag over Poch. Are Ineos trying to move away from this, which is why Ten Hag is gone, says Robble. No, Ineos just want to control the football side. The same as way Todd Bowley does. There is this obsession with current owners who want to be involved in transfers and sales, and it's almost like I've bought the club so I get to play Football Manager, whereas traditionally owners would buy a club and then put a decent manager in. Need to get Europe, says Leroy Cooper. You know what? I'd never even thought about that. If we win, we get Europe. I'd never even thought about that. Imagine Xavi replaces Ten Hag, says Andrea. Good to see Martinez back. Shout out now, no, Kian is asleep. Shout out now, no, Kian is asleep, says Higg. Doesn't even make any sense. Daniel says, Martinez and Amrabat playing well. I'm feeling at ease, says Daniel. Well, you know what they say about that. Calmness before the storm. Defensively, I agree with Blessings that the defensive setup so far has been okay. The tempo of the game has been quite slow, which suits us. If we win this, we're in the Europa League. If we lose, we're in nothing. If we win this, Chelsea go into the Europa League and Newcastle get nothing. Hey, Michael Oliver better not be a bloody Newcastle fan. I've just thought about that. I think he's a Sunderland fan, actually. I don't think he's a Newcastle fan. I guarantee the news story was Chelsea source hoping to sabotage us to maximise their Europa League chances, says Cody. And Jarbar Drink says, I'll get stick for this, but I've always loved Bruno as a false 9. I get that we need a number 9, but if we played Rashford, this is my preferred setup, says Jarbar Drinks. For me, a lot of players have to go, not Ten Hag. Give the man a proper summer window, says Siegfried. Mark, has anything ever made you cry while watching pro football, says Donny? Yeah. Italia 90 when we got knocked out on penalties to Germany. I was only a young lad. Made me cry. Euro 96 would have done, but I was a bit older then. Nice ball to Haaland in the box. De Bruyne on the edge. Rodri goes wide. Bernardo Silva up against Delot. Nice little ball, but Delot does his job and clears it. What is the probability that United will get Zidane in as manager, says Harvey Stone? Well, I don't want to get clipped on this, but I'd say about 1%, which means 99% chance we won't. Zidane would not want this job, by the way. Like, I don't mind people throwing names about, but what I don't like is people who are uneducated. Like, if you're going to say sign this player, I would hope that you've watched them a few times and know what they're all about. And if you're going to say get this manager, I would expect you to know what that manager's all about. Now, Zidane, hey, hold on, Bernardo Silva into Foden. He's overhit it. Goes for a goal kick. So, Zidane at Man United would be very, very interesting. But the story of Zidane as a coach was he was at Real Madrid and then he took the first team job and he was very much a man of the players and he had constant battles with the board and he won 3 Champions Leagues in a row and then he walked. And that was the club that he loved. So if you bring him to Manchester United, he's not the sort of guy who will just coach the team and be given players. He will want a big say in how the club is run. And that's completely opposite of what Ineos want to do. Ineos do not want a Jurgen Klopp, a Zidane, a Pep Guardiola, an Arteta, an Ange. They don't want a personality coach. They want a puppet, the same as Chelsea, which is why they got rid of Pochettino. So I don't like that. You know, if Man United sacked Ten Hag and brought Zidane in, I wouldn't agree with it, but I'd be excited. But we're not looking. The scary thing is we're not even looking for that type of manager. We want a puppet manager. So it's management by committee now. Just seeing Martinez makes me happy, says Hodgson to replace Ten Hag, says Star Platinum's right arm. Nothing, Berger on Foden, plus some moaning and City get a free kick, says MOT. Mark, has anything ever done that one as well? Moab Ninja, thank you very much for joining the members club. Please give a shout out to Kojo in Germany, says Prince Lee. And Vihangum says, Mark, numbers don't lie. Most of us want Ten Hag to stay. There must be something that can be done. There's nothing we can do. Couldn't get the Glazers out. Do you think we should keep Amrabat, says Grimlock? Well, Ten Hag's going to get the sack, so Amrabat won't be staying. The thing about Amrabat is he played very well against Arsenal. He played very well against Newcastle. And then Brighton, he wasn't that good. But he is more mobile than Casemiro. He's a lot more mobile than Casemiro. And that mobility is very important in the modern game. Casemiro's lost that mobility. Can you share how you remember England winning in 1966, as Rory C? Winning today should top that. Yeah, you can have that, Rory. You can have that. Thanks everyone who's watching, by the way. We've got nearly 50,000. Please do smash a like and share the video. Absolute legends. Still 0-0 here. We've nearly had 20 minutes. And it reminds me of what I said in the preview. We've just got to deal with this game in segments and stay in the game. We're not going to go toe-to-toe with Man City and beat them with possession, etc. We are going to have to beat them by keeping them out of our goal and hoping for something at the other end. Every single time Scott touches the ball, he gives it away. I don't get why Ten Hag can't see that. Stuart, we picked Scott McTominay for height. I think the sooner we all agree with that, the better. United need to do what Scotland did in '67, be the first team to beat the reigning champions at Wembley, says Jack. Why are people going back to the 60s? Yosh says, first time I've ever voted Ten Hag in. I've been sceptical from the start, but the way his departure's been handled is a disgusting disgrace and classless from so-called best-in-class Ineos. I'm fuming, says Yosh. 73% of you are Ten Hag in, by the way. Good ball by Bruno into Mainu. Back to Rashford. Nice little link up. Mainu does well. Needs to find a pass. Bruno, nice ball in behind. Rashford, take a touch. Terrible touch. Fucking terrible. Matt McTominay with a shot. Half a shot. Man City bring it away, but Amrabat does well. Close down the keeper, close down the keeper, close down the keeper. Rashford, you've got to get there quick, mate. That pass was going there. Ah, we had a chance there under the press. Could have been quicker there. Oh, good tackle. Kovacic. Go on. Delot does well. Kyle Walker is down, but they might break here. We've got to be careful. Sprint on. Good tackle, gets the ball. Well done. Oh, shut up, ref! You are a cretin! You're a bloody cretin! Gets the ball. Ref's crap. On the take again. Ref's a bloody joke. Delo gets the ball and he fucking falls for it. Absolute prat. Here we go again. It's on the halfway line. They're not going to score from it, but... Delo gets the bloody ball. Could have been a penalty. Could have been a penalty on Bruno. Would have been very soft. Can we show us the bloody replay of the Delo foul then? Or are we watching Pro Man City TV? Bloody hell. They've not even shown it. Just does my head in. Do you see Ahmad getting a chance, says Shahin? Well, I don't see Rashford playing the full 90 minutes, no. So I think Ahmad probably would come on as the first winger. If Scott scores, we win, says Shatter. Abramovich was the perfect example of a smart owner, says Samsung. Matt says, McTominay's such a joke. Starting over Rasmus is astonishing. I want Ten Hag in, but what the fuck? I guess he just doesn't care anymore. Minimum scoreline for Erik Ten Hag to save his job, says Hulls. Well, apparently he's not going to change his job. He's not going to save his job. How does Ricky rate McTominay so highly? He should never start in midfield. Giveaway, says Jamie. How does Amrabat go from being one of the stars of Morocco at the World Cup and then useless at Man United, says Donny Bravo? Well, that's international football, isn't it? One of the things you need to learn is that international football is... hey, good pass by McTominay. International football is slow. You can't judge a player on international football. It's a nice bubble to watch the Euros and the World Cup, but it's not the same. Good play by Garnacho. Goal kick. Ricky! Are you on ITV or BBC, Mark? I'm on BBC for some reason. I don't know. I've always done that. Always. Mark, I'm always screaming when they don't show the important replay. It's like they tried to hide bad calls on purpose, says Liam. Oh, it's propaganda, mate. Propaganda. There's probably a button they press in the VAR room. Don't show that replay. All bias aside, do you think Man United can win, says Jonathan? No, but I don't think this has been a bad 25 minutes. I mean, ultimately, if you lose the game 1 or 2-0, you still lose, don't you? But tactically, it's not been too bad. If you play wide open, they're going to be 3-0 up already. So we've made things difficult for Man City so far. But we've not made anything difficult for them. And you look at the attacking ability of this Man United side, and there's not really a lot of changes you can make. I mean, look, Ahmad can come on, Rasmus can come on, but in the defence and the midfield, composure of Martinez, says Elliot. Look, if we'd have had Luke Shaw and Martinez this season, we'd be in Champions League. We'd have another 10 points easily. City look a bit hungover. Lovely play. Oh, God. Cut back there. Well played, Mainu. Wan-Bissaka don't want it there, mate. He just boot it clear. I'd go... If Garnacho could pass like Saka, we'd be fire. Says pizza. I won't mind a pizza. I might have a beer in a minute. Should Goldbridge have a beer? Buy me a beer and I'll get a beer. No, I'm joking. Last week, somebody bought me a beer. They said, have a beer on me for all you've done this season. As a super chat. I don't need you to do that. I've got one in the fridge, I think. Real Madrid replaced an entire winning legendary midfield in a few seasons. Meanwhile, United keep the same average players and refuse to bench or sell them, says Alligator. Someone's on the wine. Can you wish my husband, Fexy, a happy anniversary? We're watching you religiously, says EC. Thank you, mate. Happy anniversary. Have a beer, says Will. I'll get one in a minute. Yeah, I'm managing the beta squad a week tomorrow, but that's a long way away. We've got a lot to get through before that. Nice ball in here. The problem is, if Man City score, then all this defensive work will have to change. 70% possession for Man City. Good play by Varane. And Bruno just booting it clear. They make such a difference, don't they? Well, as I said, Varane and Martinez make such a difference. We've had them for none of this season. Imagine if we'd only had them for half. It's got to be worth a few more points. Who would you rather have in midfield, McTominay or Ridley Scott, says Chris. Why Ridley Scott? Am I missing something? Danny says, no stats, just lineups, mate. We've been let down massively. There's nothing we can do. Biggest game of the season and our stats provider has let us down, so there's nothing we can do. I mean, fortunately, it's not really a game about stats. What I can tell you is that Man City have had 74% possession to our 25, but we're the only team with a shot on target from Garnacho. So they've not had a shot on target yet, Man City. In fact, they've only had one shot. So it's possession for possession's sake at the moment. No corners in the game. Only 3 shots in the game altogether, one of which has gone on target, and that was from Garnacho. Oh, fucking hell, Wan-Bissaka. That's a goal kick. He's done well there, to be fair. Harry Potter says, Mark Goldbridge voice. Go City, come on lads, let's do it. Let's go for it. Sean Goatee, everybody at 3, go City. What's all this about? That's about the 3rd time I've heard this. Spoilt Brat says, Loz, have a bottle of White Lightning on me, says Ben. Thank you very much. Chris Chisholm says, have a beer and a packet of Scampy Fries on me, mate. It's been a long season. Chris, you're an absolute gentleman. Thank you very much. Ivan also says, buy a beer from Chicago. Hope you make it out here. And I think we're playing well so far, keeping our shape and a couple of counters, says Chris. Thank you very much, Chris. You're very welcome. Here's Amrabat, having to go backwards. Switch. Delo. Garnacho! Oh, come on! Assisted by Vardiel. Garnacho makes it 1-0 to United. You absolute prat, Vardiel. Get in. Come on. What do you think about that?
Good.
Good, yeah. You're shocked, I can tell. It's only the first few minutes, mate.
Yeah.
Massive mistake by Vardiel.
If it's 2-0, I think they could have a chance of winning.
They could do. They could do. Well, that's 1-0 to United, and it's Garnacho who scores. Man City are moaning about something. I don't know what. But I don't know what they're moaning about. Are they trying to say he's been pushed away? He's got to be miles on. He's miles on. He's miles on side. You can tell by the grass. Miles on side. No, it's a goal. There's nothing in that that's going to not be a goal. Vardiel, brilliant assist. The way he knocks it over the goalkeeper. And then, oh, it's a goal. It's a goal. That's definitely a goal. I'm not changing it yet because you never know. Nah, there's no. If anything, he bangs into bloody Garnacho. Well, a long way to go, but scoring first helps our game plan. Easiest goal he'll ever score in his career, Garnacho, that. Ten Hag's happy. Rashford seems like the leader of the player power gang because his energy is shit. He shows no eagerness to win, says Ryan. Keep it up, United, says Floyd Wright. Would love to see this team keep their heads about them for a full game. Hope all's well, says Floyd. Well, everything's better now. I mean, I'm not going to go over the top because it's too early to go over the top. But Rodri stands in the middle of our diamond and City play straight through. Surely someone can stop him, says Delino. And good defending again by Varane. It's the Varane-Martinez thing that's got to work here. I tell you what, go for the second goal. Go for the throat. Bruno. Go on, Rashford. How's he not winning a foot race with John Stones? I don't think Rashford's fit. It is 1-0. I'm going to change the score now. I was just waiting. You know, you never know. You can be premature. We don't want to be premature. Foden saying, but ref, them scoring wasn't in the script. We didn't pay you for this, says Mitch. Well, look, we've got a goal. We've not conceded in the first half an hour. Varane and Martinez are playing really well. Amrabat's doing his job. What a difference 2 centre-backs makes. It's like Ten Hag's been saying it all season. Well, I've just tweeted it there. I'm not sure Rashford's actually fit. You know, I understand Kyle Walker beating him in a race, but he should be beating John Stones. Irish James here in Miami. Love your show, says Irish. Well, big up everybody who's actually, you know, in a pub or at home or whatever, enjoying this at the moment. It might be short-lived, but we'll enjoy it while we can. Go on, Rashford. See what I mean? He just doesn't look like he's moving right to me. Well done, Mainu. Can't get a ball, though. Well done, Bruno. Right, switch it, switch it, switch it. Get it quick to Garnacho. That's the ball. Right, have him. Have him on toast. Get the beans out. Cross comes in. Oh, Stones is there. Mainu, good defending by Man City, to be fair. Right, work back. Look at Bruno, the way Bruno gets back there. Time, Varane. Time, Varane. Rashford looked slow without the pace. Why is he on, says Daryl. Momentum is scary in football. You could have this, says Sonny. Way too early. Way too early. Did you see Martinez pulling Garnacho away from kissing the badge in front of City end? Class leadership. He knows it's not over, says Goldio. Bruno's looking class, says Joe. Well, the work rate there, the attack broke down. Rashford was, Bruno was sprinting back, and he sprinted past players that started ahead of him. Foul. Thank you. Thank you. Have a beer for me, Mark. Missed coming to the end of IVF, so can't drink. Thank God it's a good thing, says Sean Dunn. Yeah, good luck with that, mate. I wish I got my words out in the end. Mala says we need another 4 goals to be safe. Martinez. Ooh, yeah, look at that. Straight out for a throw-in as well. If you're going to slide, put the ball out. And he did. Long way to go. Look, one thing I always say about Man City is, when do they not ever score a goal? Like, to keep Man City to a clean sheet is very, very, very difficult. But they've got to score 2 to win. We're in the game. You've got to expect to mentally just stay in the game. You know, even if they equalise, I'd still be like, it's 1-1. We're back where we were at the start. Next step is get to 40 minutes, then get to half time. Yeah, no. Nice ball. Get rid. Martinez does his job. That's what we're asking for. Everybody do your job. Man City just knocking it around. Rodri. A lot of people saying, do you think Man City are playing at their best, Mark? Well, I don't think they're not playing well. I just think that I think Man United's shape has been very, very good. So, you know, you've got... I think, you know, when you see Man City play Arsenal and everyone thinks it's going to be a 4-4 banger and then it ends up being a 0-0, there's a reason for that. And that reason is because they can cancel each other out. And at the moment, Man City are struggling. I don't think they've had... I mean, look, Man City haven't had a shot on target until that shot from against Onana there from distance from Bernardo Silva in the 36th minute. And Garnacho's in again. Square it. 2-0! Rashford, he's onside! Is he onside? Is he offside? You're joking me. Fucking hell, what's gone wrong there? Yeah, I think Garnacho's offside. Just. Yeah, it wasn't Rashford. It was the Garnacho run, the initial run from Garnacho who was offside. That's the danger. Get the next goal. Hold on till half-time, then attack. Note to lose is 100T. Wan-Bissaka and Rashford not quite in the game. Ahmad and Hoyland for Rashford and McCrapp for the last 30 minutes, says Alex. Watch out for Oliver. He's in the VAR room. We don't know when he will step up for City. Is Garnacho's best position right wing, says Jordan. And hopefully this monthly super chat is good luck, says Ronan. Oh, here we go, though. Man City in a good position. Cut back. De Bruyne, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Take a touch, Bruno. Take your time. Rashford, make a run for him. Nicely into Main. Go on, get on your toes. That's a lovely ball by Rashford to Garnacho. Absolutely brilliant ball. Bruno's on the edge. Take a shot. Mainu! 2-0! Come on! It's 2-0 to United. Kobe Mainu. What a goal for Manchester United. 2-0. Rashford with a fantastic ball out to the wing. A little ball by Garnacho. Slips it into Bruno. And then he slips it into Mainu. And United are 2-0 up against Man City here. There's still a long way to go. Pep takes a drink of water. But they've carved them open like a Christmas turkey. And it's Kobe Mainu. Manchester United had just had the ball in the back of net anyway. And now they put it in for real. 2-0. Defensive masterclass followed up by counter-attacking football that is absolutely on point. Look at this ball by Rashford to Garnacho. And then it's patience personified as Garnacho. Wan-Bissaka takes a runner away, look. Then Bruno. Oh, first that pass by Bruno. It was too good. It was too good. That assist by Bruno absolutely was fantastic. Absolutely. If I thought Bruno was going to take a shot and shoot. 2-0. Right. We've got something to hold on to here. Absolutely. Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I'm nervous. I'm really nervous. You can't sack this man. You can't sack this man. Whatever happens from here, you can't sack this man. He's doing this with half a team. You just can't. I'm sorry, you just can't do it. You just can't do it. Unbelievable. The pass by Rashford was fantastic. Oh, shit. Here we go. Oh, thank God for that. De Bruyne's cross. We don't want to concede before half-time. We've got to go in 2-0. If they get one back before half-time, then they'll have the momentum in the second half. They can. Man City can come back. 2-0 is a dangerous scoreline. It's the oldest cliche in football, but we've got to concentrate more than ever now because 2-0 is a momentum scoreline. Are you watching Ineos? Says James Clough. AB gifted the 5 memberships. Thank you. If Ten Hag gets sacked after this performance we're seeing so far, it would be a disgrace, even if we end up bottling it, says Attar. Ten Hag, brilliant, says Michael George. And that's team football, says Cody. Ten Hag, egg cup in his ears right now to Ineos, says Joe Wright. Tijan, thank you very much for your super chat there. Oh my God. Back heel. Bruno. Shoot, Bruno. Shoot, Bruno. No, don't shoot, Bruno. I told him to shoot. There's chances on the break. AB's gifted 5 memberships. Mank in LA says, stay switched on. Vidic says, you can't sack this man. Maybe Pep should be sacked. Says, Scott says they'd be out of their mind if they sacked him. Holt says, sack Pep. We've got 3 minutes to go to after. I feel like, I do feel like the last 24 hours have been surreal. Anyway. And I feel this is very surreal as well. But I will say one thing. You can clip this up, you bloody haters. Many of us know football and have said the difference it makes having 2 centre-backs on the rest of the team is massive. Casemiro and Johnny Evans ain't Martinez and Varane. It makes a huge amount of difference. A huge amount of difference. Got to change the score, sorry. Because it shouldn't be fucking me doing it, that's why. Shouldn't have to do this. Shouldn't be changing my own bloody scores. Well, there's no way Man City won't score at some point, so. Chuck, welcome to the Members Club. You're a legend. It's a battle of the bold heads now, says Master. Well, there's a lot of people saying, what's the problem with Manchester City? The problem with Man City is that Man United have got a system that's tactically shutting them down. They'll still get chances, of course. But they're struggling. Where's McTominay going here? You've got to go forward, Scott. That's the way. Yeah, well done. Wins a free kick. Well done. Well done. It's a battle of the bold forward. Leave the problems behind for now. Manager, players, owners, just live the moments, says Fuge. Are we actually doing this, Mark? I'm nervous, says Kirk. Mate, we're in this together. Through thick and thin, whatever happens. JRD says we're going to miss Varane next season. I don't think Varane should be going. It's a financial thing. I don't think he should be going. We want this more. I'm bloody happy, says Mario Franco. Dare I say it, these players are playing their hearts out for Ten Hag, says Jace. Pep out. Look, Man City are the best team in England. I still think they're the best team in Europe, so. You're not booking him for that. That's a ridiculous yellow card. Ref is absolute shit. And it's his first tackle. And it's barely even a fucking foul. Sancho is 80 million spent. Europa League, we're on the way. Says, "Oh, shut up! Stop fucking qualifying us for the Europa League. We've got miles to go yet." I've been saying that Erik Ten Hag. Whoa! Get rid of it. Anana, yes. I've been saying that Erik Ten Hag hasn't been able to apply his tactics this season due to the centre backs and left back. People who say he has no style, his style is playing from the back line in the centre-backs. Thank you very much, Jivan. This game, win or lose or draw, shows why we need to keep Ten Hag as coach. How does Ten Hag get these players to perform for him? You know, that's what I would say. How does he get them to perform for him when, you know, the press have been sacking him all season? And even Ineos are sacking him by fucking media. And yet the players still turn up. Erik Ten Hag must be revelling in this, looking at those smug owners almost in shock. The players are playing for this manager. I hope Ineos don't ruin the progress, says Peaky. What happened to Casemiro? Says Des. That pass, the Bruno assist and the Kobe finish was fire, says D. Bouge. We've got another minute. We've got 10 seconds left of the first half here. We can't concede. Makes no difference if we win today. They sack Ten Hag and there's no change at United, says Ben. Can you ask Beth to start a Ten Hag in plant, says Rasta. Thank you very much. And that's half time. What a half of football from Manchester United. Garnacho gets a cuddle. I'll give him a cuddle as well. Man Utd. The young stars of the future again. I mean, look, again. Teenagers scoring in a final for Manchester United. A manager whose job is on the line. He's got teenagers scoring goals. I don't think Rashford looks fit. I've got to say, the pass was very, very good. But I don't think he looks fit. But Man United go in 2-0 up at half-time. Long, long, long way to go. Oh, cheers, mate. Thanks. Long way to go. 2-0 up. And it only takes a goal from Man City and this game turns on its head. But to win the game, Man City have got to score 3 times. And my big fear before this game was whether we can keep Varane and Martinez on the pitch for 90 minutes. Yeah, stop the game now, says Darryl Street. No one expected this. If you did, you're lying, says somebody. No, I didn't predict this. I'm just going to double check. I think I predicted 2-1. I predicted United at 10:56 this morning in our group chat. I said, do you want some inside information? Jordan, who's on the channel, 2-1 to City. Sam, who's on the channel sometimes, 1-0 to Man United. Kev said 2-1 United. I can't see a prediction from Beth, so I can't really say what she said. But look, I think that defensively, that has been absolutely perfect. And I think so much of it really comes down to Martinez and Varane. If we'd have had them all season, what the season would be. But we do have them today, and we can all look back in the past. But right here, right now, we don't need to look to the past. We need to look to the now. I think Man United would be in a much better position if we did have Martinez and Varane all season instead of not having them. But we have them here today in an FA Cup final. And if Man United were to win an FA Cup final, then that would be a better season. Well, we'd have more trophies than Arsenal. We'd have more trophies than Chelsea. So if we can win an FA Cup, it would be incredible. I still think Man City are favourites, even though we're 2-0 up. I still think the respect we have to have for them is absolutely huge. But what I will say is that we have got to just keep doing what we've been doing in that half. I think Martinez and Varane are key. Another game where Haaland has been shut up because he's been shepherded really well from the defence. Real Life says, please God, let City somehow not score. They created 0 and we only had faced 1 shot after 40 minutes. It's been a defensive masterclass. And then the passing on the break has been on point. Bruno Fernandes, for me, has been man of the match. I think his passing has been brilliant. Then Varane and Martinez, they've been superb. But big shout-outs for Garnacho, certainly Mainu and Amrabat. Fullbacks have been pretty decent. And then Rashford played a very good pass on the second goal. United look Roy reborn with a high line. Ten Hag in, says Jimmy. Erik is a better manager than all of the others available, says Jamie. Look at the difference of having centre-backs with pace, says Kenny B. Come on, United, let's go, says Trib. You can't credit Ten Hag for the good performance of the players when you regularly refuse to blame him when they played poorly, says John. John, you're getting worried, aren't you, John? John's getting worried, everybody. John's panicking. John's worried. John's one of those who wants Ten Hag sacked. John's one of those Man United fans who can switch it on and off. John's one of those fans that's not enjoying this, are you, John? Joyless John is not enjoying this. Little John is very, very depressed. He wants us to lose because he's that close to Ten Hag being sacked. So he's trying to take pops. He's trying to take pops at all of us who are happy. We're happy, John. We're winning, John. Manchester United come first, John. Deal with it, John. Please, God, let City somehow not score. They created 0 and we only faced 1 shot, says Real Life. Pep picking the extra DM and Kovacic is interesting. I imagine it'll change it at half time, bit like Chelsea Champions League final. I think Garnacho was onside because of Walker, says V. And look how hard we are to beat once we have our players. Ten Hag is a good coach. We just need the right foundation, says Robert. Ryan Jazzy, thanks for being a member for 17 months. Superb from Ten Hag, quite literally a tactical masterclass. And how bad do journalists look if he stays, Mark, says Amber. It's because players wanted Ten Hag gone. Now they know Ten Hag sacked. They're trying to, the new manager, give them another chance, says Chris. Well, there's a long way to go. If Ineos sack Erik Ten Hag, having beaten Man City in an FA Cup final and won 2 trophies in his first 2 years, I'm almost ready to give up on football. I mean, I won't do because I love it, but it would make no sense. If they sack him after beating, like, we finished 8th, but we're only 3 or 4 points off 5th. And in this season, with all our injuries, I wouldn't put us any better than that anyway. So if we win a trophy and get into the Europa League, we were never going to get in the Champions League. So it would be massively confusing if we sacked him. You'd be taking a step back. I don't get it. But I think you might be right, Chris. I said that before the game. The players might put in a shift to show that, you know, they're happy. United's best performance this season. Everyone is pulling a shift and playing for the badge and coach. Come on, United, says Hitton. The thing for me is that, you know, you might be like John wanting Man United to lose, but if you're a player on the pitch, you're playing at Wembley, and when you retire, a winner's medal means more than trying to get a manager sacked. And I hope that's what's kicking in here. Is it set in stone that Ten Hag's getting the sack, says Akari. Apparently the decision's made. Regardless, I mean, it's absolutely incredible. But, you know, there's still a long way to go. I do wonder if Ineos and the Glazers actually want us to lose, so it makes the sacking easier. But I don't know. Bruno is sensational. The youngsters are the future, says DR Master. Hi, Mark. Last super chat of the season. Thank you for making the season better, says Mally. Thank you very much. Superb first half, says Lloyds. My only concern is if City score, what will happen to the team mentality? How good are Varane and Martinez, says Lloyd. My concern is how long is it before Martinez and Varane come off? Because I don't see them playing 90 minutes. Wednesday the 22nd was my 28th birthday. This is the best present in years, says George. Varane, man of the match so far, always shutting Haaland down. Topless Goldbridge incoming, says Mwai. Yeah, only if Ten Hag stays. Your humour is brilliant. Sit down, John, says Grant. John, go for an evening walk, mate, says Quiz. No collapse like Coventry this time. Martinez is like having 16 Johnny Evans at the back, says Fairway 5. Thank you very much to Lloyd Hayes. Loving this is the fact that these players suddenly are turning up a worry. They have a tendency to do when a manager is on the way. Are you not entertained? I don't care if we lose. Easily shows Ten Hag potential, says Hash Brown. Unlike certain rival fans not wanting us to win the Prem, I want you lot to win this. Down with oil cheat, says Found Some Cash. Look, there are people out there. You will know who they are, who will be wanting us to lose. You saw their reaction last night. They were having a party last night because Ten Hag was going to get the sack. I don't think they'll be very, very comfortable with this at all. They'll put a smile on and pretend they are, but they won't be really because they want the manager out. There's a long, long way to go, and I just hope that we can keep going. I love you, says Darren. Long way to go, but if United don't start the second half poorly the way they have the whole season, my jitters may actually turn into hope, says Korshnik. The thing is, we're getting chances on the break. We nearly scored just before that with Rashford, so we're getting chances on the break. We've got to be very, very you know, we could score a third. We can't. The way we're playing, there's no reason to change. There's no reason at all. Thanks for not believing anything on social media, Mark. Ten Hag evolution result will be after the final. This for you, your loyal fans from Saudi Arabia, says Ibrahim. Thank you very much. Mark my words, Erik Ten Hag will go to a bigger club, says Presh. Would you take Xavi over Tuchel and McKenna, says Elijah. I don't want any of them, mate. And it's not because we're winning this. I said it before. If we were losing 4-0, I still wouldn't want to sack Ten Hag. Mark, they said they want to wait for the final result. Maybe the media was sure that we would lose, and that's why they started all that, says Stephen Wolf. Everything has come from the right. Garnacho is superb, says Antonio. And would you take Zidane if we win the FA Cup, says Azim. But I like Zidane, but he wouldn't suit United. Can't enjoy this with everything going on with Ten Hag. Back my manager, says Ben. Loving this so far. We can do this. Ten Hag in, says Sam. Chelsea fans taking the mix, saying they're in Europe and we weren't. Yeah, if we win, we take their spot and they go into the Conference League, says damn it. I don't need any external noise. We're 2-0 up against the best team in England and there's 45 minutes to go. I'm not thinking about us being in Europe. I'm not thinking about Chelsea going down to the Conference League, because that's the sort of stuff that bites you in the arse when you go, look at that. You know, not interested in any of that. I want this Ten Hag project to continue. And if winning this game allows that to happen, then, great. We've seen it all, says Zach the Go. Elliot over Mainu, says Harry. The job is not finished. Get in, says Sebastian. No, it's definitely not finished. There's a long, long way to go here. Is this a tactical masterclass from Ten Hag or just pure will from the players, says Leo. I mean, Leo, I shouldn't have to explain that to you. The shape of the United team defensively is stopping Man City creating chances. So it's definitely tactics, but you need the players to deliver. You can't. That system is so dependent on players concentrating and working hard. So it's a mixture of the two. It's a tactical setup that's worked really, really well with players who have worked really, really hard and switched on. But I think confidence is a big key with this team. They can switch it on and off. But when you've got the likes of Bruno, Martinez and Varane playing like they are, then everyone else is going to feed off them. I mean, look, has Scott McTominay had a good game? No, he's had an okay game. Has Amrabat had a brilliant game? He's had an okay game. Same with the fullbacks. Same with Rashford. But Martinez, Bruno, and Varane are feeding the confidence in that team. And for most of the season, it's been Bruno having to do that on his own. So it just shows you having two centre backs instead of none makes such a difference. One great plus is Ahmad and Rashford can come on, and it doesn't weaken us for once having a poor bench, says Nick P. Well, you've got Mounts, you've got Ken. Welcome to the Members Club. He can't come on, unfortunately. You've got Rasmus, you've got Mount, you've got Ahmad, you've got Lindelof. We have got options, but we need to keep Varane and Martinez on this pitch for as long as possible. Erik Ten Hag and Poch both deserve to be in the job, says Rub. Huge thanks for your work on the channel. First message, but here, but watch for years, says Elliot. Thanks for being a member for 16 months. If we win or lose, I'd rather keep Ten Hag. I'm tired of changing the manager. Ten Hag is better manager, says Rub, than De Zerbi or McKenna. Darren says, I pay now for you to celebrate with your son. Much, says Darren. Thank you very much. Sir Alex was almost sacked and the FA Cup saved him. Let's go Ten Hag, says War. Can you talk about the job Amrabat is doing on Foden, says Sam. I think the mobility of Amrabat has been key today. And Casemiro just hasn't had that mobility this season. So, you talk about tactical masterclasses, but sticking Amrabat in there, I wouldn't have done it. If Casemiro was fit, I wouldn't have done it. Now, apparently Casemiro is fit and there's been some sort of issue. I don't know what. But Amrabat's more mobile than Casemiro, and that's been very, very important when you look at Foden's low centre of gravity. Pep has lots of changes he can make. We have to weather the storm, says Daryl. We've got to be a threat on the break, Daryl. We've got to be a threat on the break. That's something we have to do. I hope we can do it, and if the writing is on the wall for Ten Hag, us winning the league will be the two fingers up to Ineos and Sir Jim, says Sush. Cheers from the USA. Love the channel, Mark, says Charles. For Erik Ten Hag, we could have been doing the counter-attack tactical season. Stubborn, says Mike B. Cheers from the USA. Love the show, says JJ. Bruno has looked superior to anyone else on the side. The great thing about Bruno today is his passing's been brilliant. Long and short. And the pass to Mainu was absolutely the pass of the game. I know Rashford's pass to Garnacho was good, and Garnacho's made some good passes, but the pass into Mainu from Bruno was absolutely exquisite. Because he knows he's unmarked. Bruno knows he's unmarked. So he can take a touch and shoot. And I thought that's what he was going to do. But the fact that he didn't do that, and he passed it first time to Mainu, was just unbelievable. Because he could have took a touch. Bruno's world class. Anybody saying we should sell him a clueless? Says, now you know. Is anyone else in shock with the halftime score, says Toga. Hashtag my manager should be trending on Twitter, says Marius. Pep smells, pass it on, says Jake. We're just about to start the second half here. Let's get ready. They've made a double substitution, Man City. Doku is on, and so is Akanji. De Bruyne and Foden are still on. I think he might have took Vardiel off. Pedro and Mark, welcome to the Members Club. You're absolute legends. Get your badge in. And Vardiel is still on as well. So Kovacic must have come off. And has he took Aki off as well? Yeah, Aki must have come off at centre-back. And then Kovacic off as well. Pep out, City are falling apart, says Angry Jawa. SBM commentators that blame Ten Hag for everything. It's a shambles, says Shelk. See, 4 or 5 strong players making the spine. We can beat the best team, says Tanai. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. We're very close to 871,000. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. The lack of joy on Radcliffe and Glazer's face tells you everything you need to know, says Pete the Meat. I haven't seen them, so I'll take that as a positive. Rossi says we've got our defence back from the previous season. Well, here's Delo down the left-hand side. Can't take Walker on for pace, but he tries. And he loses the ball, but Kobe Mainoo's there. Amrabat nicely wide to Rashford. Swag, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Another goal would kill the game, yeah, but you should start a Ten Hag in campaign, says Curious. Mate, let's all tweet Ten Hag in. I'll do it. Anyone on Twitter? Hashtag Ten Hag in. Let's do it. It must be trending anyway. It's on my Twitter, at Mark Goldbridge. Let's start a movement. Must be wary of Doku threat second half, Mark, says Fox. Yeah, but if there's one player, I've got to be honest, I'd sell him in the summer because going forward he's not good enough. But if there's one player I'd put up against Doku, it's Aaron Wan-Bissaka. You know, Wan-Bissaka gets a lot of stick, but as a defensive right-back, you know, if we were saying what player would you put on Doku if you needed to shut him down, out of all our fullbacks, you'd put Wan-Bissaka on him, wouldn't you? I just don't want to see us make any mistakes. We can't gift goals. If Man City are going to come back into this game, make them work for it. Rashford's in. Ah, terrible first touch, unfortunately. Lovely ball by Martinez, though. But look, be prepared. This is going to be a roller coaster second half. They will undoubtedly probably score. And that's not being negative. It's the best team in England who very rarely don't. I mean, when was the last time Man City didn't score in a game of football? There's a question for you. Bernardo Silva on the attack here. And again, if I'm Varane and Martinez and Bruno, I'm saying we're playing this game in minutes. Every 5 minutes is a new landmark. Let's get to 50 minutes and keep it at 2-0. Well, not even keep it at 2-0. Let's make it 3-0, but let's get to 50 minutes and not concede. Because if we can get another one, we'll have it. Oh, Amrabat. Oh, he did well there. Did really well there. And Varane. This is good. Keeping the possession. Yeah, Arsenal was the last time, wasn't it? Oh, Anana. No, just put it out of play, mate. Well done, Bruno. Well done, Man Utd. This is good from United, keeping the pressure, keeping the ball under the press. Bruno does really well. Slips it. Oh, he should have gone the other way. Should have gone to McTominay. Yes. Oh, referee, yellow card that. Why is that not a yellow card then? Why is that not a yellow card? But it was for Man Utd. Gets nowhere near the ball. Lovely play. I tell you what, that last couple of minutes passing was brilliant. I just think Bruno knew he played the wrong pass. Squeaky bum time for the next 45 minutes is AB. Not if we can play like that. Mark, read my previous chat, says Chand. I'm sorry, there's loads coming through. I'm trying to, mate. Must be wary of the Doku threat. Thank you. Too early to tweet that, Mark. Ten Hag in, says Kendrew. No, I'm Ten Hag in anyway. I've seen enough. Best choice was letting Amrabat play, says Florian. Oh, here's Doku. It's a bad bit of play, but well done. Well done. Wan-Bissaka got help from Amrabat. And it's a bad pass. Said this earlier, but the fact Ineos are going to sack a manager that's got back-to-back trophies, says Jack. And to back-to-back FA Cup finals, and some people want him gone, is completely boggles the mind. Oh, yeah, I never really thought about that, Jack, really. It's back-to-back cup finals, and it's back-to-back FA Cup finals, isn't it? Regardless of what happens. And we won a Carabao Cup last year. Sell Casemiro and keep Amrabat, says Barry. I used to be Ten Hag out, but it's very clear that the players do not want the manager sacked. I really hope we win this and Ineos keep him, says Salim. Cross comes in. Well away by Martinez. Doku picks it up. Vardiel, edge of the box, John Stones. They're going to camp there. Please do subscribe, by the way. We're only 100 away from 873,000. Get involved. It's going to be a big summer on the United stand, whatever happens. And we will be live with you every single day. So make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. We've got the match reaction straight after this. Got Ten Hag's Ten Hag's reaction after this is going to be huge, because I've been told on Thursday night, keep your eye on what Ten Hag says after this match, because basically if he's told he's gone, he'll say it. I'll throw up if we win this game and we sack Ten Hag. I mean, I'll throw up if we sack him anyway, to be honest, but why is Højlund not starting? Well, as much as I don't agree with that, mate, manager's got it spot on. Come on, into Bruno. McTominay, into Bruno. Bruno's your pass. Bruno is your pass. He's giving it to Garnacho. Back post for Rashford. Oh, he's not seen it. Penalty! Bruno. No, we're trying to be a bit too clever in the box there. No one appealed for that on McTominay. Well in, Wan-Bissaka. What's the foul for there? You're a twat, ref. You are an absolute twat. What? That could have been a penalty on McTominay. That could have been a penalty on McTominay. Watch this tweet. I'll wind the fuckers up. I've certainly seen him get given for City. Here's Doku in the box. Liam, welcome to the Members Club. This is the standard, says Showtime. FA Cup might not matter, but what if it's his best coach game under the most pressure of his life, says Nicholas Wood. That was a decent chance for Foden. Look, I think football's a really simple game, and I think some people don't understand it. You know, when Man United lose a game of football, get the manager out. But then when people say we lost that game because we're missing all of our good defenders and we haven't got a left back, people don't want to listen. And then you get your good centre backs back, and you're holding your own. Hit the bar! Oh, Haaland's just hit the bar. But when you get your best centre backs back and you're holding your own against Man City, but then a few weeks ago you're getting beat 4-0 by Palace, that there is a story as to why that's happening. And you know, even Pep Guardiola said it. He said, Man United have got a good team, but if you haven't got your good players, it's hard to win. But some people just judge everything on results. But sometimes there is a context to results. Like, the team that we put out against Palace would probably be 5-0 down. Here we go. Ref starting to turn for City. We could have had a penalty. They shouldn't have had a corner. I love the Varane and Martinez partnership, says Oscar. Wazza, thank you very much. De Bruyne's corner. Gets it. Amrabat, get it out. Right, everybody out. High line, high line, high line. De Bruyne is going to whip that in and goal kick. Thanks for everything you've done all season, Mark. Big up United as the big stick. Thank you. I'd kiss that crossbar. I'm not going to lie, says Jack. Well, look, this is going to happen in a game like this. It's, you know, he probably should have scored, Haaland. It's just fell for him. You'd expect him to score and he hits the bar. Ten Hag finally got the tactics right, and don't say it's because we got the players back. We are playing with a low block. Could have been playing like this all season, says Harrison. You don't really understand football, Harrison. I'm sorry, I don't want to be offensive, and I have just been offensive, but you can't play a low line at home to Fulham or away to Brentford. You can't. You can only do this against Man City. Like again, if you don't understand football, I understand it, but you can't play like this against everybody in the league and let them have 70% possession and counter. Imagine doing that at Old Trafford against half the league. You wouldn't be able to do it. If we were at home to Fulham with this team, we'd play a much higher line and we'd have more of the ball. And I'd love to see it, Harrison. I would, but tactically, this is the right way to do it. Goal kick. Yes, thank you very much. De Bruyne is off, and Alvarez is on. It's our subs that are going to be interesting. Man City have made 3 already. And they're starting to get more chances. Bernardo Silva. I don't like... They're getting into our box a lot more at the moment. And... Rodri. Delo. Come on. See, Rashford to me just doesn't look fast. Garnacho through the middle. Can't get her past Vardiel there. It's got not got that sort of pace. This result makes Chelsea job even more unattractive. Well, it's not a result, Hulls. There's so long to go. Damien's pacing his kitchen. I know how you feel, mate. Is Doku into the box? Good block, Wan-Bissaka. That Wan-Bissaka-Doku battle could be absolutely key to this game. Corey says that Doku is scaring him. Well, 15 minutes gone. of the second half. Still half an hour to go, more than half an hour to go, but so far so good. Obviously, Man City have hit the crossbar. It is quite relentless at the moment. Kyle Walker, good save by Anana. Good shot by Kyle Walker. Shout out to my nephew Jibril. Come on United, says Uncle Din. Mark, you can have any player you want in the world, but you have to oil up in a Man City shirt. Are you doing, says Reese. No. Another corner to Man City. It was a good shot by Kyle Walker. We haven't actually seen the replay of it. But short corner from Man City. I'd like us to see us working harder on these short corners. It reminds me of Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. You've got to get out to them. Wan-Bissaka's putting a shift in. Probably having his best game. We need an outball, you know. We need an outball. Because this is too relentless at the moment. Martinez does well. Another corner. I don't like this. Doku is giving them energy, says Nick P. What subs would you make, says Reb. Well, look, again, another short corner. We're too slow again here. And Alvarez shoots over the bar. We've got to wake up on these short corners. John, thank you. Welcome to Members Club. I think Varane... Oh, that's a good save. That is a good save by Anana because Kyle Walker hits it pretty low. And the way he gets his... I mean, look, I give Anana a lot of stick in relation to how he palms shots out, but that one was a very good save because he not only does he get his hand on it, he gets it up over the bar as well. Would you take Rashford off? I think naturally he will come off, yes, because I think he's starting to look tired. Oh, I just saw Ten Hag go like that to Varane. That was always going to be the problem. I just saw Ten Hag to one of the centre-backs go... Because I don't think they've got 90 minutes in them. We said that before the game. Sir Jim looked angry 2-0. I wonder why, says Ollie. John Wormsley, welcome to Members Club. Ricky C, thank you very much. Rashford into Bruno. To McTominay. And ball! Never going to get that. Never going to get that. Paul Irwin, one of our members, says Martinez should definitely have 90 in him, but Varane might only have 60 or 70. Yeah, but you know what? 20 minutes without Varane, that could be the difference. Nick Woods has got the air conditioning on. He's still sweating. Ruffo had a dream that we won last night. I think whatever happens... we either win this or go to extra time. And I'm not jinxing it, but... this Doku Wan-Bissaka battle is always going to be the key. That's gone for a goal kick. Right, I said last half an hour I was opening this. Time to stop admiring it and start sipping it. That'll help me relax. Have a pint of Irish Jack in Sydney, Mark, says Jack. Thank you. Can you wish my girlfriend, Rebecca, happy birthday, says Vincent. I tell you what, birthday presents don't get any better than that, Rebecca. Watching the football and you get a shout out on the football watch along. You know, this is how you men can please your wives, or you wives can please your men, or whatever permutations people have. Out of the transfer targets, who do you bring in first? Says Pilau. We're not talking about bloody transfer targets. We've got half an hour to go. We're 2-0 up in a cup final. And, oh my God, it should have been 2-1. Alvarez slipped in one-on-one. He's got behind Delo. Anana's come rushing out. The ball's gone past him. And he slips it wide. By a long way. Stian says, if we win this, I'm going to cry. Clarkey says, Rodri doesn't lose many. Says Ollie. Need a stretch as well. Get a stretch on. Yeah. Get your stretch on. Not really created anything second half. I mean, you can sort of understand that. You sort of psychologically do go into retreat. There's no way that was a foul there. It was a dive by Haaland. It's impossible for your body to do that. No quality or vision from McTominay, says Stephen. McTominay's on the pitch for height. Rashford into Delo. Have a shot, Delo. Yeah. I knew he was going to shoot. This is my first Saturday off in months. Man United, please, says the Inquisition. Apple Watch warning. My heart there is going through the roof while sitting, says John Davies. My heart rate at the moment. I thought I could do this actually. I don't know what it is. Can't see McKenna giving it 2-0 to City in a final. Says just some tall guy. The football gods don't want City to win. Let's go. Says Fuge. Plenty of time still for City. If they scored now, they'd have ages. John Stone's shit shot. If Varane goes off, Lindelof plays well with Martinez. Come on, United, says Weston. Yeah, but you lose the height of Varane, don't you? Højlund, Rasmus is coming on. And I think Johnny Evans is going to come on. My fingernails have turned into stumps, says Jonathan. This would be Rodrigo's first loss in 89 games, says Jay. Mate, people stop talking like this game ain't anywhere near over. It's not anywhere near over. It's just not. Absolutely not. You know what we've got to start doing? Playing the simple pass in the final third. We've lost the ability to do it. Everyone's trying to be a hero. Gets the ball. Gets the ball. If we sack Ten Hag, it's a disgrace, says Luke. Rasmus coming on. But for who? I tell you what, Amrabat's had a great game as well. Here's Garnacho into the box. Corner will do. Corner will do. Hey, adio, a corner will do. Cross comes in. Varane. Oh, he can't get on the end of that. And they're going to keep it in. Slide in Rashford. Yeah. What beer are you drinking? I'm in San Diego and my mate is in Seattle. It's nearly 8:30 here. Too early for us, says Antonio. No, mate. I'll be on him if we win tonight. I'll be on him if we win tonight. This would be a celebration, but one I wasn't expecting tonight. How much do you think this season's new injury time policy has impacted injuries? Says Hannibal. Massively. Alex Taylor says Man City are pulling a Paqueta to rob Newcastle, cheating as usual. Pep will be stressing and rolling spit on the end of his tongue soon, says Ollie. What? Oh, Newcastle wouldn't be in Europe, would they, if we win? I ain't interested in any of that. I couldn't give a shit. I really couldn't. It's Does it not feel like fate for Rasmus to score, says Weston. McTominay winner, if you know, you know, says Danger. I think there's a few twists and turns in this game yet. I really do. If we win a trophy for Varane last game, I'll draw hate. It'll draw tears, says Damien. I'm just waiting for City to score. I hate it, says the Hughes lad. Mate, you know what? As far as this game goes, if it was 1-0, I'd be very nervous. At 2-0, I seem to be more nervous, and I don't get it. But we've got to just keep doing what we've done throughout this game, and we spoke about it in the preview. Every 10 minutes is a target. Every 10 minutes is a landmark. We're nearly at 70, and we haven't conceded. The next target is brilliant by Wan-Bissaka. The next target is 80 minutes, 90 minutes. You just got to just keep ticking it off, living it on. Rashford on his own up front, but Kyle Walker has got the best out of him today. Just doesn't look fit to me, Rashford. Brilliant pass on the first goal, but just doesn't look fast. And to me, looks like he probably needs to come off. Looks like he's spent. Here we go, Doku. Good block. Fucking hell. So fucking nervy, this. As a United player down with cramp. Martinez. Coming off. We don't want to see that. That's what I mean. We're just... It's just... Our problem is going to be who can stay on the pitch. Well, I think Martinez might be coming off here. Sir Jim Radcliffe's on his phone. It's probably going. Kieran, I don't know how we're going to spin this one. Kyle Walker and Martinez. Yeah, do you fucking want some? Do you want some? Dickhead. If you didn't have pace, you'd be in the fucking championship, you prat. Yeah. Giving it the big one. I've just took 10 off your acceleration, mate. Oh, you play for Preston North End. Fucking do one. Bloody twat. Do one, mate. Do one. Bring on Rasmus for Rashford. Johnny Evans is on. Why ain't you spoke about Paqueta on That's Football, says Slow Money? I've been too busy dealing with Man United. Rashford's coming off for Rasmus. This club feels like a fragile package in the mail, says. If we win, Chelsea get Conference League, probably why they leaked the news, says Dijen. Won't City ever get booked for yelling at the referee, says Daniel. What do you think about Rashford? 6.5? I mean, we're 2-0 up. I'm not that bothered. It's Martinez going off that bothers me. Daryl Street says Sir Jim's on his phone sending a super chat. It's going to be hard now. With no Martinez, I think it makes a big, big difference. See what happens with this corner. Away. Away. Get it out. Another corner. Oh, we've got the stats carousel going round now. Look at them again. Look at him again. Pouring round the referee. There's never a penalty. They're such fucking cheats. It's just not a penalty. It's not a penalty. They're both wrestling for the same ball. Shut up. Hug yourself, Pep. This is Jim. Ten Hag is staying. No worries, says Andre. Every time camera pans to Radcliffe, he looks sad. Says, well, wouldn't you be sad if you've already decided to sack this manager, and he's like 15 minutes away from getting an unlikely win against the best team in England? You know, you're gonna be sad. One win and all of a sudden you feel as if you own Manchester. Manchester is blue. How much did Ten Hag PR pay you, says Sandy? Mate, you probably only started supporting Man City last week. So Jim, reading your Erik Ten Hag in tweets on his totally Todibo burner. Love to see it, says Nick Woods. Still plenty of time for City to do this, you know. Plenty of time. Sack Erik now when his youth players are winners, says Cyber Spider. Get rid. Good save. Anana, another long shot. And I don't think it was an offside. Varane is a warrior. Varane passed the 75 minutes mark. Shouldn't be leaving for me. Shouldn't be leaving. When he's on that pitch, he's too fucking good. Oh, come on, ref. Well done, Wan-Bissaka. Oh, fuck off, ref. This ref's on the take. He's on the take. That's never a foul. It's becoming very, very clear that what this ref's on. That's just never a foul. It's just a shoulder barge. Oh, fucking hell. Right on the edge of the box as well. Good free kick position for City, this. They could score from here. Yeah, perfect fucking time for them to score as well, wankers. Right on the edge of the box. All he's got to do is get it up and over. Such a soft free kick as well. Into the wall. Follow it up. Everybody, fight. Block. Wan-Bissaka. Slip it into Rasmus. Ah, unlucky, unlucky. Did you see the brown envelopes in the back pocket, says the boat. Fair play to Wan-Bissaka. He's been brilliant so far, Dan. He has been brilliant. And Arna good today, Mark. Give Varane a pay-as-you-play deal, says Anthony. Sir Alex and Ten Hag almost got sacked. Then the FA Cup, says Zhao. Too early, mate. Too early. Too early. Look, I don't think there's been a bad performance from a Man United player on that pitch. I really don't. Look, even Rashford, it probably was a 6, but he's still... Oh, he's giving a free kick to United now. About fucking time, mate. About fucking time. Yeah, I mean, Rashford struggled a little bit. I don't think he's fully fit, but he still had a part to play in the second goal. I'm trying to think of anybody else. No, I don't think there's a bad performance out there from a United player today. I really don't. I don't think it was a free kick on Rasmus, but if it was a free kick on Doku, we'll have one as well. How sweet will this be after Carragher saying stuff like, we've got absolutely no chance, says Tristan. Can we get a petition going to keep Varane, says Mitish. Lee in Cape Town says, you know why Man City is crap? Because they went to go party hard after the league win. Anyone that knows alcohol don't leave your system in a few days. Says Lee. Oh, stop making excuses for bloody Man City. We haven't won yet. Bruno's on the free kick. Will he shoot? Yeah, it was a bit shit, that. Too much time left, says Nomad. Get rid, Amrabat. We've hit 80 minutes now. Every 10 minutes is a landmark. Good play by Doku. Get rid, Johnny Evans. Goes for a corner. 8th place, United beats City. It's not over, Manchester is blue. Aaron Wan-Bissaka 1v1. Better than, but weak on crosses. Cross comes in. Anana gets his hand on it. Good stuff. We have got a player ratings for you. Oh, Anana, you've got to catch that. Lovely ball. Go on, Garnacho. All on his own. No, Kyle Walker's got him. Wins the throw in. Wan-Bissaka contender for man of the match. Based on this half, Keith, I think he's been brilliant. I know you're busy. You missed my previous super chat, says Andy. Sorry, mate. There will be some slipping through. I'm trying to catch up with them, but it's so slow. Just scanning back through. We have got player ratings as well. Anana's been good today, Mark, says Dylan. Walker looks like he's about to start crying, says Mitch. Sir Alex and Ten Hag have done that. Give Varane play as you play. Amrabat has been phenomenal, says Frank. Mark, if we sack Ten Hag, I can't even be bothered anymore, says Merv. Imagine being a Viking and diving on Maino, says Daniel. Walker's a plank up Cara, says Jack. Sandeep's trying to say that Manchester is blue. Pratt ref will give 7 or 8 minutes added as well, says Sakin. Oh, of course he will, yeah. City, I think Amrabat has been a very unsung game, been a proper nuisance to the City players, says Jonathan. I haven't watched the watch along, I'm in the pub, but come on United, says the OBC. Defenders have done very, very well. I'm just going to whack the player ratings in the video description for you. It's a new one we've got. It's only a prototype. It will be a lot better next season, but we sort of moved from one to another. So we do have player ratings for you for this, which will be on the screen in the match reaction. Link is in the video description for you now. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. 83 minutes. Man City have not scored yet, which is just madness. They always score. I don't want them to score. I'll let them score with the last kick of the game, but it's just been such a... You know, whatever happens, it's been such a good display from Manchester United, you know? To come into a game like this as massive underdogs with all the press and all the noise and the concentration of these players and their discipline to follow out the tactical setup that Ten Hag and his coaches have given them, I think it's been fantastic. And, you know, even people... I forgot about Scott McTominay because he's easy to forget about, but, you know... Everybody's put their shift in. Everybody's done their work. And you don't always see that. But we're not there yet. I'm just saying, if Man City take us to extra time and win it, then they take us to extra time and win it. But the performance of United has been good. Another free kick. Bit too far out to shoot, I think, for Man City, and it's very central. Can someone find out how Erling's father's knee is doing or how Walker's wife and kids are? How about those 115, says Thomas. Sir Alex is more interested than any of the others, says Fuge. I have to admit, Ten Hag, man of the match. We get Europa if we win, says Sebastian. Oh, mate, I don't want to think about what we get if we win. I genuinely don't. I'm not even thinking about it. I really am not thinking about winning this game. I know we're 2-0 up with like 10 minutes to go, but I'm not thinking about it. Like the trophy, Europe, Chelsea in the Europa, in the Conference League, I'm just not thinking about it. There's no point. Oh, and Anna. And that's why. That's why. Again, he's made some good saves, but that's the problem. This is the problem with him. He's made some good saves, but he costs fucking goals. I've said it all season. That's never a goal. I said it at half time. We can't afford mistakes. You can't get beat there. You can't get beat there. And he's made a good save from Kyle Walker, but this is just fucking pub level. You can't get beat there, mate. He's got two hands on it. He's got his angles all wrong again. Fucking rubbish. This is why I'm not talking about European football. I'm not talking about winning the cup, because there's always a twist. Joel says this means Ten Hag staying. I refuse to believe these players told Ineos they want him out, says Joel. Liam says, how's John doing? Mate, I've had people in this chat talking about Chelsea being in the Conference League, United being in the Europa League. It's not over. It's never fucking over. And the bastard thing is, Man City haven't scored a legit goal yet. They probably will score a legit goal. We're going to get nervous here. I'd still say there's probably 10 minutes to go. I think Wan-Bissaka's looking tired, you know. Daniel Lee says Wan-Bissaka could knock us out of Europe twice. I'm firmly in us out if they sack Ten Hag after this match. Look at what he's done with and having healthy players, says Amigo. Watch 13 minutes be added on, says Danny on the gas. That's a brutal mistake. How does that go in, says Daryl. It's such a shame because he's had a good game. If I was City, I'd start shooting. Oh, God. It was 88 minutes and 50 about 10 minutes ago as well. The clock's going so slow. Whatever happens now, absolutely disgusting if we don't start next season with Ten Hag, says Sam. We just haven't attacked enough in the second half, you know. It's that psychological thing of you 2-0 up, protect what you've got. It's so hard. Stephen Barnum says, solid performance from all the players that know they're sold in the summer. Look, this Doku-Wan-Bissaka battle was always going to be key. And it has ended up being like that. Let Akanji shoot, that's fine. Literally on a plane to London. Can't believe this, says Joshua. Yeah, book the Man City Prats. Go on. Get Ahmad on, it's written in the stars, says S. The goalkeeper change has been the biggest mistake that we've made this year. Ball playing goalkeeper, do your job and keep it out the net, says Jeff. I think 6 minutes. Anything more than that is a fucking joke in an FA Cup final. Seven. Here's Bruno. Into Garnacho. Corner. Yeah. No, he's given... I thought... What's he giving? Offside. Double substitution. Mount and Lindelof. Keith says he can't access player ratings. Oh, fucking hell. I don't need this. I don't need this, Keith. Nervy times. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. Yeah, player ratings is fine. You just go in there and give your scores. Giving a corner to City. Onana could potentially take us out of the Champions League and the Europa League, says Cool. Anthony Johnson says Ineos deleted their main account before the game to avoid the backlash after letting leaks come before the final. Should have kept David. Onana isn't good enough, says Abba. Well, let's get behind the team here. There's still 5 minutes to go. Let's just chill. You know, he's made a mistake, but we're still winning. We're still winning at the moment. Chill. Take a chill. Should have kept Onana. Squeaky bum time, says Daryl. Fucking hell. This whole season has been hard work, hasn't it? Oh, they're giving everything to City. Every throw in, every fucking corner. Thanks, Mustafa. Onana, same old story. Come on, United, see this out, says Stuart Wallace. On a side note, watching those poser City fans and Pep face adversity has made my day, says Stuart Wallace. Yomi, welcome to the Members Club. Garnacho's coming off. He's put in a shift. Yomi, welcome to the Members Club. Oh, man. The referee will be stopping his clock here. I'm not a big fan of subs in extra time, of extra, you know, because it just ends up getting added on anyway. Scott McTominay's injured here. Hopefully that's not too bad because he's got the Euros. You know what? There will be... The horrible thought is there will be some United fans who are hoping that we concede here because it's more important that Ten Hag gets sacked to them. Lovely play by Doku there, but we can break. Mainu's been quiet this half. Go on, Rasmus. All on his own. All on his own. But keeps possession. Wan-Bissaka going all the way back to Lindelof. So we've got 5 at the back. Take a touch, Mount. Bruno. Goal kick. Three minutes to go. Mother of God. Still 3, probably 5 minutes, to be honest. I think he'll add time on anyway. 94 minutes and 30 seconds. 2.5 minutes left of the added time, but I think he'll add time on top of that. Player ratings will be updated as soon as the game's over, by the way, if you're worried about that. Stop the cross here. Stop the cross. Well done, Bernardo. Oh, it was Bruno. Seconds feel like hours, says Rocky. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. We've only had 30 seconds and it felt like half an hour. Bernardo Silva again. Goes off the low. Don't let it go for a corner. And that's a goal kick off John Stones. Moody. Pebbles. Oh, Pebbles won't give the ball to Johnny Evans. Don't look back in anger. Kobe Mainoo's been given man of the match. I've got to say, I think he's had a good game, but I haven't noticed him as much. I think he's been doing a lot of the hard work in the second half. Rashford's I'm not going to read that. Whose preferred manager of Ten Hag was to go and why, says Mustafa. We've still got a minute left here. Please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. We've got nearly a minute to go. And there'll be added time on top of that. Jonathan's on cannibalism now. He's ran out of fingernails. He's just eating fingers. Rodri into Doku. A good player, Doku, but it's cleared. 30 seconds to go. Rasmus might get there. Keep going. Go for the corner. Go for the corner. Go for the corner. Lay it off. Amrabat. Oh, get up. Don't fucking that pass by Amrabat. What's he doing? Free kick. Rasmus has won a free kick. His most important free kick of his life. 7 minutes. And we're just about to hit 7 minutes. Surely he's the last man. No. Right, we're well into, we're past the time. Past the time. Obi says, you lot playing without Varane and Martinez is like Arsenal playing out with Gabriel and Saliba. Both sides play at different levels with them in the team. Yes! Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on! Have some of that! Man City blue! And wipe on my arse with you! Have that! Nolan Liam, don't look back in anger! Shove that up your arse! 2-1 to Manchester United! Ten Hag in! Ten Hag in! Ten Hag in! Sir Jim looks panicked. The Glazers looked panicked. Manchester United in Europe. FA Cup. Thursday night football. Down you go to the Mickey Mouse Conference League, Chelsea. Out of Europe for Newcastle. Don't care about that. Only care about this. Manchester United into... Well, we've won it. We've actually won it. Oh, Jesus. Just get in. Get right in. That is absolutely unbelievable. I am shocked that we have done this. And I am shocked that we... Hello?
I got this Man City thing that has the L on the top for loser.
Yeah, Seb's got a Man City kit and it's got an L on the top for loser. Look, there's the L. Take the L, Man City. I think it's Kevin De Bruyne with his ginger hair and his Man City outfit. And you've got a big L on your head. And we should probably you could put a bit more and put C on it for cheats. Lovely. Well done. Fantastic. Oh, well, you know what? This is why we love football, isn't it? This is why we love football, because Manchester United, who've been written off, the manager's been sacked. Florian's gifted 10 memberships. This manager's been sacked by the press, by Ineos, by the Glazers, and this team and this manager has gone and played basically the perfect tactical game against the best team, I think, in the world. We've absolutely deserved to win that game of football. There's no doubt about it. Defensively superb. Man City only got back into it because we had to take Martinez off. You know, we've had to make substitutions all season. We've not had players available all season. I'm so pleased. Amrabat, fantastic. Wan-Bissaka, fantastic. A lot of these players are probably not going to be here next season. It'll be an absolute disgrace if the manager's not here next season. They cannot sack this man. They cannot sack him. It would. I don't even get it if they do. They cannot sack him. They cannot do it. We should be protesting if they do. They cannot do it. It would be. I don't. Football doesn't. Like, I've supported Man United all my life. I've seen us win Premier League trophies. I've seen us win Champions Leagues. For the last 10 years, we win fuck all. We're shit. This guy's come in 2 years and won a trophy in both of them. We're in Europe. We're back in Europe. We're in the Europa League. We didn't deserve to be in the Champions League. We weren't a top 4 team this year because of the injuries. 5th or 8th, it doesn't matter. You end up in the... Look, Chelsea have finished 6th. They're in the Conference League. Newcastle have finished 7th. They ain't going to Europe. Hand your passport in. Your biggest travel's going to be down to Southampton if they get promoted. However, we are in Europe, in the Europa League, not the bloody joke league. We're not in the Conference League. We're in the Europa League. We've got another trophy on our CV, the FA Cup. He's took us to 3 cup finals in 2 years and he's won 2 of them. Like, you can't sack him. You just can't sack him. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. And I tell you what, to all you toxic twats who supposedly support Man United, I was out last night at Michael McIntyre, but I had my phone. I seen you all with your fucking receipts tweets. Oh, look at what I've said about this manager. I've been slagging him off. I told you he's a bold fraud and all this bollocks. Have that, have that, have that, and have that. Because that's what real support's all about. Getting behind your team and celebrating Man United. I'm going to sit here and drink in Man United lifting an FA Cup. Because I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, I said it when we won the Europa League all those years ago. Enjoy these next few minutes. You don't get that many, and you don't know how often they come around. Man United are going to lift the second most important trophy in England in the next few minutes. We might not do it again for another 10 years. We might not lift the trophy for a long time. So look at this and enjoy these next few minutes. It's going to be great. It shows you what Ten Hag can do when he's got all his players back, says Paulson. I think the enormity of having Varane. You don't win that game without Varane and Martinez. You just don't do it. United have had a better season than Arsenal, says Danny. Well, I don't agree with that. You know, I think Arsenal are a better team than us, and you know where they are in the Champions League. Where do you put winning a trophy against that? But I've never cried at a football match before. Come on, says Neil. United have had a... okay, let's just catch up on some of your stuff. It shows Sally Devil Red 7's gifted 5 memberships as well. Absolute legend. Mark, please send prayers for Steve-O. He's crying his eyes out. Much love from Belfast, says Cameron. Shine says, this is football and this is United. God, you know, can we send out commiserations and thoughts for all those United fans who were ecstatic that Ten Hag was going to get the sack last night? Fucking have one of those. Off to get married now. Glazers out, says Nick. Smacks has gifted a membership as well. Sack the manager now, you ungrateful Prats. If he's gone, I'm going to riot, says Jack. United have had a better season than Arsenal. A few people are saying that. Mark, this is for you and the team at United Stand. Legend, says Amir. Thank you very much. Keep Baldy, says Ozza. George has gifted 10 memberships as well. There's people are being very generous with memberships. Tito's gifted 50 memberships. Remember to subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right hand corner. We've got a big summer ahead. Transfers, etc. Earthquake in Japan at the final whistle, says Sashi. Michael's gifted a membership as well. Beaters because we played poor, says Manchester City fan. Oh, got a City fan in here. Oh, I think I need to do it again. Oh, what's that? Oh, clean it. Wipe that. Get out. Go and enjoy your summer, you bloody fake twats. Get out. Go and sing some Oasis with Noel. Go and have a talk tonight. Jog on. You're not... Look, you ain't got your own fan content, have you, Man City fans? So you come here every bloody week anyway. Well, you're not coming here for our bloody celebration, you bloody plastic twats. Do one. Anana kept us in this. Back your boys, says Tyler. I mean, I don't even care about Player FC bollocks. You can jog on. You know, Anana made a big mistake. Yes, he did. He made some good saves as well. I thought Amrabat was fantastic. Wan-Bissaka had a really good game second half against Doku. Rashford contributed with that pass out to Garnacho. Garnacho put a shift in and got a goal. Mainu got a goal. Bruno was fantastic. Ran out of nails as well, says Jonathan. I love it. Just absolutely love it. And we're going to get to watch Man United lift the trophy in a minute. We have got player ratings for you as well. Some people have been moaning about that, but I think it'll be all up to date now. I wanted to cry when I saw Ten Hag all happy celebrating with Martinez, says Lucas. Sack him now, you melt, says Clay. Come up, United. Reds always big up the United stand. Mate, I'm just really pleased for... Look, I don't know whether... Look, I'm pleased for any Man United fan that has gone through this season, and we've been through it together, a lot of us. It's been bloody awful. I think back to some of the games this season. It's been really, really hard. And, look how awkward Sir Jim looks. Yeah, you've made a fucking stupid mistake, mate. Made a stupid mistake. He looks like he's absolutely not comfortable there. Old Sir Jim. Made a bloody stupid mistake, haven't you? But this is for the fans. A sunny day in London, an FA Cup, and they don't come around that often. We want to win the Champions League, we want to win the Premier League, but 2 trophies in 2 years, that is fantastic. And, it's... Look at Pep complaining to the ref, swivel on that. You've had enough out of this league. You've had a fucking league title out of these refs. You're not having an FA Cup as well. Enjoy a pint and watch Pep cry, says Jeff. Let's go. What a win needed after a horrible season, says Johnny. Chris says United. Lovely stuff. We're just waiting for the players here. I'll be on the beers tonight. Don't you worry about that. 8 o'clock stream on the piss. Maguire's there. Luke Shaw's there. Slippy Stevie says, I've got Jinx powers. Time to celebrate, says Sergio. Duke says it's down to mental strength with these players and attitude. Look, I'm going to do a match reaction, but I want to watch the trophy lift first. Winners 2024 Manchester United. Love it. Love it. I just fucking love winning when it's a Man United badge there. To rescue this season. Absolutely fantastic. Martinez having a chat with Rashford. I don't think Rashford's going. I think he's just emotionally showing, a bit of PR, isn't he? I think he's just like, he's trying to show the fans that he cares. And it's been a hard season for him. And, Varane is emotionally showing some PR because he's going. I don't think Rashford's going anywhere. I think he knows he's got to win the fans back. And I think that's what that's all about. If you dare to sack Ten Hag, this will be the last trophy we win in years, says Som B. So emotional. We deserve this after the years we've had. United, Martinez. Look, the reason we've won that game, Chelsea are in the Conference League. You shouldn't laugh. You shouldn't laugh. But, like, that's what you get for sacking Poch, you twats. Love it. I just didn't want to be in that tournament. Just didn't want to be. I've just put a tweet out. Yeah, I think that game was probably not one any would have predicted. I predicted 2-1. I've got the receipt. I predicted 2-1. So did Kev as well. But you win that game because the players do what the manager asks them to do, and they work absolutely ridiculously hard. You can't do that, what we did for 98 minutes, if you're not switched on. You've got to concentrate because you've got to go with every runner. You've got to mark up every man. You've got to go for every 50-50. You've got to be so concentrated. There was good work with the ball in the first half on the counter. You've got to be precise. If anybody on that pitch isn't up for it, it all falls apart. So, Community Shield as well. Yeah, we'll be playing in that. We deserve this, says Chiv. I was Ten Hag out, but we surely cannot sack him. What a performance, says Liam. United the way better side. We didn't turn up, says William. Yeah, Man City did almost look a bit hungover, but on the other hand, I think it's a bit like what Arsenal did at the Emirates, at the Etihad and at the Emirates. There's a way to play against Man City, and it's fucking hard. They will have more of the ball, but you have to be compact and organised, and you've got to have centre-backs that are warriors. And Gabriel and Saliba did it at the Etihad, and Varane and Martinez did it here. You need to have centre-backs that have got the confidence and ability to shut Haaland down. And then when you shut Haaland down, you're basically just going to have to deal with long shots. And they did score from one, but that's how you shut Man City down. It's how Arsenal have done it, and it's how we did it today. But to score 2 goals, that's the big thing. Arsenal couldn't do that at the Etihad. Shutting Man City down is one thing, but they'll always find a way to score. So you've got to score 1 or 2 yourself, and that's what we did in the first half. These players love Ten Hag, says Peter. Thanks for an amazing season. What a way to end it, says Dylan. Well, don't forget to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, because we only are just getting started now. I'm very, very, very interested to see how this is going to work out. Neil says, Ten Hag in. No other manager since Fergie has given us these moments. Imagine what he can do next season, given a chance, says Neil. Sir Jim looks like a man who's made a mistake, says John. Look, all I can tell you on that, as Man City come up to get their loser trophy, is all I can tell you on that is that on Thursday night, I was told from a very, very good source that there will be a parting of the ways of Ten Hag and Manchester United, and after the game, Ten Hag will drop the hint. So we'll have to wait and see. Yesterday, people were saying he's sacked no matter what. I cannot for the life of me understand why you would go from Ten Hag to Poch, Tuchel or McKenna. It makes no sense. And you're starting a new project. What doesn't make any sense is you're starting a new project as well. If you go to McKenna or Tuchel or Poch, you have to give them another 2 years to get their project up and running. But we're 2 years down this project now. Like, we've won 2 trophies, and we're 2 years into the Ten Hag project. Why hit the reset button? And why should we be patient and have the reset? All I'm going to do next year when we start getting beat is say, well, I ain't being fucking patient. I'll be patient after Mourinho. I'll be patient after Ollie because it ended badly. But we've just won a fucking trophy. We're into Europe. We've got young players. We're 2 years into a project that's actually going somewhere. Don't fucking flush it down the toilet. So if they flush Ten Hag down the toilet, I'll be fucking fuming. I'll be absolutely fuming. And it'll be their legacy fucked already. Cold between Erik Ten Hag and Casemiro, says Jose. Yeah, well, apparently Casemiro was dropped. Look, I saw the team yesterday, and Casemiro was out of it. It was tactical, and it worked. It was good management. I like Casemiro, but it was really good management. And And, he won't get enough credit for that. But everything he did with that team today worked. I would have started Rasmus. But it worked. It worked. And that's what managing's all about. Do you think this will change the decision made on Ten Hag, says Edward? Well, it has to. It has to change it. But I don't know whether it will. Rodri's win streak is over, says D. But look, we as Man United fans have endured one of the worst seasons, apart from the Rania Collie year, we've had in the Premier League. It's probably the second worst Premier League season we've ever had. To come out of it with an FA Cup win is just sweet, sweet music. It's sweet, sweet music because the season's been horrible, but we end it on a high. Whereas last year, third place in the Carabao Cup was good, but we ended it on a low by losing the FA Cup final and we were shit. So we've had a shit season this year. We were never going to get in the Champions League. We get Europa League football and an FA Cup. It's a great way. I mean, imagine Newcastle and Chelsea fans now. Newcastle thought they were in Europe. They're not. Chelsea thought they were in the Europa League. They're in the Clown League. So, we've just turned something around here. Kenneth, thank you very much. Love that. Thank you very much. We'd not won a trophy in 5 years before Ten Hag, says the wheelbarrow. Well, he's walking up the steps here. We're going to enjoy this together now because collectively I love this. And look, I'll probably stop doing the United stand if we win the Champions League or the Premier League. That's all I want to see with you lot. We've seen a Europa League. We've seen an FA Cup before. We've seen Carabao Cups. We're going to see another FA Cup. They don't come around that often. So let's just drink this moment in as Ten Hag walks up those steps. Players grab their scarves. It's a lovely moment. We will have a match reaction. Then we will have a fan forum as well. Don't you worry about that. Sir Jim Radcliffe does not look comfortable. I can only tell you what I've seen. He doesn't look comfortable at all. Well, you made a bad... Ultimately, it's because you made a bad choice. Here he comes, Erik Ten Hag. Shaking hands. We're waiting to see who he's going to shake hands with. Oh, he's just pushed Sir Jim. No, he hasn't really. Prince William gives him the cup and a medal. I don't know. It's so. I'm trying to read this as to what. I'm trying to read body language here, to be honest, and I'm very good at it, but it's difficult to see. Ten Hag's very difficult to read. I don't know whether he's staying or whether he's going. I don't know. It just seems weird to me that he would even think about getting rid of him. It's just incredible. Only Man United. We actually show some progress in a project and we'll just kill it. It's just crazy. But they're about to lift the trophy. That's the main thing. Sir Alex is happy. Bruno will come and lift it. Probably lift it on his own this year. I think he did it with Maguire in previous years. Obviously, hopefully Maguire and that will be fit. Don't forget, you can get one of these. This is actually now a collector's item. I've been wearing them for a while, but it actually has got the FA Cup on it. So get them ordered. T-shirts as well. Got loads of FA Cup final sort of stuff you can get. Rasmus, Rashford, all having a hug. Rashford don't look particularly happy, but, maybe he's exhausted from a difficult season. I don't know. Tommy's bouncing around, bunny hopping. We don't mind that there. You can do that all week there. Bruno Fernandes. Yo! Get in, United! FA Cup! Breathe and drink that in. You don't see that very often. Man United lifting a trophy. Gold medals everywhere. Ten Hag on the end, jumping up and down with Onana. And United are the FA Cup winners. Did you wake up this morning and truly believe that that was going to happen? I'm not so sure. I certainly hoped, but after the shit show that the club allowed to come out yesterday, I was not so sure. And that's an up yours to all the negative twats out there. The journalists. What was that? Up yours, Luckhurst. What was it? He was tweeting, sack this manager now. Sack yourself now. In fact, all of you sack yourself now. All of the media, do one. Jog on. So Jim's looking happier now. All you fans who want the manager out all season and wanted him out and was celebrating last night, I hope you're celebrating this, because this is what it's all about. Manchester United winning trophies. It's the Erik Ten Hag interview we want. That's the one we want. Sir Alex is so happy. Martinez, what a season he's had to endure. It's just been a really weird year, hasn't it? A really weird year. It's been horrific. It's been absolutely horrific. And I think that to me is the testament of this situation that we've hung in there, haven't we? We've managed to hang in there and, you know, stay in a situation where we can win a trophy. It's mad. It's absolutely mad. And it just shows you never know. You never know in football. And we totally deserve that as well. We've not scammed it. They haven't had a man sent off in the first half. We've absolutely deserved that game. Absolutely deserved it. There's no doubt about it. 76% of Ten Hag in on the poll. Women won as well, says Catherine. Yeah. Ian Baxendale, welcome to the Members Club. FA Cup for Varane. You know what? I know it's got nothing to do with it. Varane shouldn't be going anywhere. Click me up on this. Varane shouldn't be going anywhere. Like, he is so good. He shouldn't be going anywhere. I mean, the manager shouldn't be going anywhere, but Varane shouldn't be going anywhere. He's so good. And he's probably, I think with that FA Cup appearance, somebody said to me, if Varane plays in the final, he's been the fittest centre-back we've had all season. So Varane's played more games than Lindelof, Maguire, Martinez, Evans, Camboala. He's had the most appearances. So it's all right getting rid of Varane because he's got injury problems, but I think he's fitter than most have been. It's absolutely incredible. Fantastic result for United, and they'll be doing their lap of honour now, no doubt. So hard to read Ten Hag. It really is really hard to read him and what he's going to do. The guy standing behind Sir Jim gave him a look of, are you sure you know what you're doing, says Nick P. Mainu, his breakout season, starting FA Cup final, scoring, claiming man of the match. How comfortably he looked on the ball when pressured. Come on, United, says Joshua. Og says, why should a win change their mind and not a loss? Well, no, it shouldn't. The FA Cup should have had no bearing on it at all. But worst injury crisis we've ever had. Club didn't get sold till Christmas. Off-field issues. And we're in the Europa League and we've won a trophy. Ultimately, not everything has to happen through the Premier League, does it? You don't get a bye into the final. We beat a lot of teams to get here. We beat Liverpool to get here. We've beat Man City to win this. People talk about Coventry. Fuck off. So Jim in the mud, says Matthew. Love to see it. It's been a rough season, but we can celebrate. Go on, United, says Joseph. Look at Sir Pratt and the rest of the clowns now, says Jim's. Owned. Last time I cried for United was at Camp Nou when we miraculously beat Bayern. It's been a terrible season. Erik Ten Hag, Ineos out, says Marquitos. Sir Jim is shitting bricks, says Sakin. Let's all laugh at Cheaty, says Fuge. Crybabies taking their medals off, says Mike. Ash says, if they sack Ten Hag, how now we riot. Matthew says, I'd still like to keep Amrabat. Immense today. Well, United are the team for me, says Jack Glancy. Nice little picture here for the United players. Look, Amrabat can stay if Ten Hag stays. If Ten Hag's going, then Amrabat goes, doesn't he? So, it just makes absolutely no sense to me if we sack him after 2 trophies in 2 years. The young players that are coming through, the injuries that we've had, the players that we can buy now. You know, Europa League football, all right, it's not the Champions League, but winning at a trophy, lots of people watch the FA Cup final, will be a lot more attractive now. Jao, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you. Absolutely fantastic. Right, I'm going to do the match reaction. We've got player ratings. That's coming in straight away. Right, yeah, let's do player rating. Links in the video description to do that. It's also on the player rating. It's also on the match reaction. We've got the fan forum as well. The party continues on the United stand. Go and get yourself a quick drink. I'm going to get another one, and I'll see you on the match reaction in a couple of minutes.